Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the #1 Chief Rocket in Knicks Universe. Your main man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Hey, y'all. What's good with you? Man, I'm just coming through. Got some stuff that I want to talk to y'all about, man. It's a Monday, fun day. I was breaking down the Mark Berman interview that he did with that guy from SNY. I closed it out on the browser, but let me see if I can pull it back up. Let me see if I can find it. Mark Berman, Knicks. Eli M, Danny Lee, what's good? What's good with y'all? What's good? What's good with y'all, man? It's good to see y'all, man. Got a few thoughts on my mind. Man. Want to just rock with y'all for a little while, right? The Donovan Mitchell thing is intriguing to me. Jermaine Royster's in the building. What's good? What's good? Danny Lee says waiting on a Mitchell trade. Hey, man, me too. Me too. We here. Yes, Eli M, we are here, baby. We here. And I appreciate y'all love to supporting the channel. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do our thing to put out a good product for y'all. Right? But let me I think I'm gonna reach out to Mark Berman. Y'all want me to reach out to Mark Berman and see if we can get him here so I can ask him a question directly? Yeah, you know what? Maybe, yeah, let's do that. Let me see. I'll put a poll in the chat. I'll put a poll in the chat. Right. Let me pull this thing up here. Bear with me for a few seconds. Civil Analytics is in the building. What's good? All right, should the Blorange Tears family what happened? Something weird happened. All right, something weird happened. Okay, let me try this again. View on YouTube. Analytics. One more time. Let me turn this sound down in my ear. Pull the poll up. Do this. Should the Blorange Tears family reach out to Mark Berman for clarity on Donovan Mitchell? Yeah, so we only get one shot though. We only get one shot. Like we'll ask them one time. I would rather wait until after the trade. But if you guys want to wait, so should the Blorange Tears family reach out to Mark Berman for clarity on Donovan Mitchell? The answers are the traditional yes or no. I have that. I have the thing in it. So my thought process was Let's wait till after it's done to reach out to everybody to see if we can get them to come on the show and discuss what happened, right? Right? But if you want to know what's going on beforehand and figure it out afterwards, I can understand where you're coming from also. Excuse me, also. Right? Should the Knicks, or I'm sorry, should the Blorange Tears family reach out to Mark Berman to see what's going on, what the holdup is in the Donovan Mitchell thing, right? Should we do that? Should we do that? I'm sorry, y'all. The gem just hit my account again. Y'all know how that is. I was looking at my card like, yo, what's going on? Okay. All right. All right. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I saw the Mark Berman interview with the guy from SNY, and I know this is a thought that nobody else is talking about. And I usually kind of look deeply into stuff, but why not? Let's look into it. Miguel P, what's good? At the end of that interview, Mark Berman said something intriguing to me. Mark Berman said, this is usually the time of year that Knicks executives are on vacation, but they have been diligently working during the summer on this Mitchell trade. So that debunks a lot of things. That debunks a lot of things. That debunks a lot of myths. A lot of this stuff that we've been hearing during the summer, oh, they'll get it done around such and such time. People usually go on vacation. So it debunked that. Berman said, now here's the thing. If you use Berman as a source for most of your stuff, then you got to consider what he's saying right now is accurate also. Berman said, this is the time of year the Knicks front office members usually go on vacation, but they have been working diligently during the summer to get a Donovan Mitchell trade done. So what that tells me off the rip is, that they've been working on this thing since the very beginning, and reporting just hadn't come out that they've been working on it. Wow. To me, that is breaking news. Philip Moore, what's good? Almighty Finesse, what's good? I see you, mate. So if what Berman said is true, that means the Knicks have been working on this all summer. That means a Donovan Mitchell deal is imminent. That means the Donovan Mitchell deal is either imminent or at some point the Knicks are going to walk away from the table. Right? I'm looking for the clip right now, y'all. I'm looking for the clip right now with the where is it? I'm working on the clip right now. I want to get it and show it to y'all. Or show a piece of it. I want to show it to y'all. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to find it. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to find it, but whatever. Oh, you said Bleacher Report? Hey, Almighty Finesse, you said Bleacher Report, right? Let's do that. Let's go. Bleacher Report. I want to find the video clip. I want to find the video clip because I just saw it. Not Dark Sam. I don't want to see that. I want to see. So here's the thing. Let me just get to it. Hey, Savage NYC, what's good? Key Turner, what's good? Let me just get down to the nitty gritty, right? Let me just get down to the nitty gritty. Basically, if the Knicks have been working on this thing all summer, that changes our perspective on what it is that we're seeing. Almighty Finesse, I'm talking about the Mark Berman clip today that he did with the guy. The guy. Okay. New York Post. I just saw it. I just saw it like a few minutes ago. I just saw it like a few minutes ago. Dominic, what's good? Fallback haters, what's good? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So what I want to talk to y'all about is not, I don't want to report news. I'm not a news reporter, and this right here is not a news reporting agency, right? We are fans. We are fans, right? Me, Keith Turner, Savage NYC, Almighty Finesse, Eli M. We are all fans. That's why I keep shouting y'all out. I shout y'all out all the time because y'all are fans like me. It's on SNY YouTube. Okay. All right, SNY. Hey, good job, Finesse. Good job, man. I'm going to just go to SNY YouTube. I'm looking for it right now. I still don't see it. Everything Mets. Okay. Yankees. Jets. Baseball. Latest Mets. Mets highlights. Mets. All right, SNY Knicks. I found it. Found it. Let me freeze it right here. Hold on, hold on. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right, I'm going to share. I'm not going to play their stuff because I don't want SNY. Like, oh my God. But this is it right here. Hey, I got it. Hey, King NG, what's good? I got it. I found it. This is the clip right here. Right? This is the clip right here. I want y'all to. This is the clip. This is the clip right here. What I want to do is oh, I can't change it. God dog it. But this is the part right here. I'm gonna do the timestamp. Right? I'm gonna copy that. Copy this and put it in the chat. Ashley Inc., what's good? What's good? Wisdom, what's good? Right? This is it. This is it right here. Where Berman says, and usually Knicks management is on vacation, but they are on. Hold on, I'm gonna figure. I'm gonna figure this out. Y'all bear with me. I want y'all to hear it. I want y'all to hear it, right? Hold on. All right, this is the part. I'm gonna see if I can get away with it, y'all. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna play it for you. I want y'all to see this.
Knicks management, usually they're on vacation at this time of year. Instead, they're still on it.
All right, so I played that little teeny bit, man. I know YouTube gonna get me. YouTube is gonna get me for that. I just wanted to play that though, to let you guys know that this thing is real. That this thing is real. I just wanted to play that little snippet. I know the YouTube police are gonna be like, "Yo, but you played Berman." I know. I know. I know. SNY don't act crazy. I just played that little small part. Right? Yo, Wisdom says, roll the videotape, Warner Wolf, ABC, 11 p.m., 1970s, early 80s, before your time. I know. Just a little bit. It's a little bit before my time. Roll the videotape. But here's the thing. And I know a lot of people are not speaking to this. I want to point out, I want to do deep dives in this stuff, man, because listen, we are not, at this channel, we don't report news. We're fans. We're fans, man. We don't report news. This is not an agency. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go to school for journalism and all that stuff. And I'm not trying to, do a certain thing. I'm just trying to be here for y'all. Right? We just rocking together. In our own little corner of the world, just rocking. Right? But you heard what Berman said. Berman said, and management is usually on vacation this time of year. Knicks management is on vacation, usually on vacation this time of year, and they're still on edge about this Donovan Mitchell thing. Keith Turner says, why are some Knicks fans scared of Donovan Mitchell trade? I just don't get it. I don't get that either, bro. And Eddie F says, but we demand answers, Berman. So if you want answers, right? Fill out that, answer that poll. There's a poll in the chat. Do you want the Blorange Tears family to reach out to Mark Berman before the trade or after the trade is done? Because I don't want to reach out to him say both times, right? I don't want to make it, because our channel is different. This is set up for the fans. This is set up for Cormega and Kerry Cox. This is set up for Savage NYC. This is set up for Wisdom. This is set up for the People's Champ. This is set up for Shotgunner and everybody that come through. It's not like a news reporting channel, right? This is set up for us to rock, right? Nick G in the building, right? And so it's one of the reasons why I don't reach out to a lot of people. I just don't, because I would rather have Hardwell and say Icewater NYC and Coach M and everybody in the chat, right? I'd rather have that and have us doing our own thing. Having Bo Ismail up here, even though Bo Ismail seemed like he done threw us away. I don't know. Maybe Bo Ismail's throwing us away. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he ain't. Yo, yeah. I know we different. We rock different, but so what? So what? We rock different. So what? Ain't no harm in that, man. We just being ourselves, right? But if you go by what Berman says there, that makes a ton of sense. Right? Now you have to go by all these mixed messages and things of that sort. Are we getting sent mixed messages? Right? And we haven't mixed messages. We get see where the message gets mixed is this. Leon Rose sat down at the end of the season and had the fake press conference with Mike Breen, where Mike Breen threw him alley-oops for the whole 20-something minutes, right? Right? In which Leon Rose said multiple things. Leon Rose said everything you want somebody to say, and he released a thing on Twitter, the press release, the PR, the Knicks PR. And you know what? Our best young player is Knicks public relations. The Knicks' best young player is the Knicks PR department. Nick G says, this is starting to feel like a letdown with all the teasing. Yes, it's starting to feel that way. The stewing. This is the stewing thing I warned everybody about. This is starting to feel like the stewing. You remember when I said either do it or get off the pot? The stewing part is what turns people off. You can only get teased for so long You can only get teased for so long before you like, what am I even doing here? Right? Danny Lee says, I don't know if this is real or fake. Right. I'm with you. I'm with you. You would hope that this thing is real. I'm hoping that this thing is real. Right? We are hoping that this thing is real. You got to hope that all of this effort put into a Donovan Mitchell deal gets Donovan Mitchell. Because if all of this effort to get Donovan Mitchell turns out to be a failure, it feels like the summer of LeBron all over again. But civil analytics, Knicks fan, that's reasonable. Civil analytics says it's real, but it may not get done. And if it doesn't get done, are you a failure? Is your front office a failure if this thing doesn't get done? I would love, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I would love to get Mark Berman on, right? And according to you guys, with 49 votes in, you guys say 78% yes, 22% no. Should the Blorange Tears family reach out to Mark Berman for clarity on Donovan Mitchell? Nick G, you and Civil Analytics, yo, y'all, we got to figure this out. Nick G says yes, Civil Analytics says no. And I respect other people's opinion, right? I respect people's opinion. Nick G says yes, it's a failure. Civil Analytics says no, it's not a failure, right? No, it's not a failure. But what I'm saying to you guys, I respect y'all opinion. But what I'm saying is I think we need to be fair in the way we assess it. I think we need to be fair in the way that we assess things. Why is it not a failure if the New York Knicks don't get Donovan Mitchell, considering all the moves that were made? Why is it not a failure if considering all the moves that the Knicks made? Right? And if we don't get Donovan Mitchell, why is it a failure? And I'm waiting on a response from Nick G and Civil Analytics on this. Oh, there's Nick G. Nick G says, you traded away assets already. You're too far in. You're in too deep. Shout out to Bodega Wi-Fi. The Ghetto Intellect says the move the Knicks made had no value. Kerry Cox says, Obi getting estimates from Mayflower moving. That means the deal is done. The deal is done. The deal is done. Khaled Pasha says, KP says the deal is happening. Don't worry. I feel now that's not what I'm not worried either way. My thing is The way the Knicks are going about this thing seems to be same old Knicks. Except there is a new generation of Knicks fans that can now express their purchasing power, right? And now let their voice be heard, right? And based on what I hear from them, they believe in the young core. They want to tear it down and tank. Jay Deals, what's good, bro? How you been? Utah's not budging on that 4 unprotected picks. I don't blame it. I don't blame them. But if I'm the Knicks, I'm not budging either. So here we are. Nick G says, not bad enough to tank. Hey, listen, man, I agree with you 100%. I don't believe in tanking. I believe in drafting the right guy where you pick. Jay Deals directing the building. Long time no see, brother. Andre Bryant, if Obi is traded, does that mean he a front office bust? I think they'll spin it. The thing with Berman said to me that's intriguing is Berman alluded to the fact that the front office hadn't been on vacation yet this summer. Meaning they've been working on this deal the whole time. Chat, I think we get one shot to land Berman, like one opportunity. Do you want to get Berman on before or after? I don't know if he's a fan of the way we do stuff at Blorange Tears. I don't know if he's a fan of me. I don't know. I don't even know if he knows we're even alive. But what I do know is so what? We're gonna rock. We got our little Knicks thing in our own little corner of Knicks universe, where you guys in the chat, y'all come in and hang out, and y'all comments are actually read. Okay. Y'all got Knicks fans. Y'all have a place where y'all voice is actually, well, not heard. Well, heard sometimes when we open up the joint. When we open up the joint. You know, we open up the joint, man. It'd be like a lot of little boxes all over the screen, and we'd be up here yelling at each other, being mad disrespectful. Khaled Pasha says, if we can keep all the kids and get D Mitch, forget them picks. Who cares? We be picking Frank Milliken and Kevin Knox anyway. Get Spider here. KP, I'm with you. I'm kind of with Khaled Pasha on this. I'm kind of with Khaled Pasha on this. Kind of. But what I'm going to ask is permission to reconsider. I know people are going to say, "Man, you waffling, you flip flopping." Nah, man. I just want to be able to kind of reconsider stuff. Think about things more deeply. Ask for people's opinion and take into account what they're saying. Kalipasha says, we can always trade a player or a pick down the road for more picks, just like we did on draft night. Bim. Yep. Appreciate that, man. That was dope. That was dope. Right? So with 63 votes in, should the Blorange Tears family reach out to Mark Berman for clarity on Donovan Mitchell? Let's let that vote get to 150. Once we get about to 150, once it gets about to 150, we'll start trying to make decisions on it. Right? Man, okay. Civil Analytics says Utah don't care about our protected draft night picks. They want unprotected picks, and that makes sense if you're Utah. That makes sense if you're Utah. Right? Hey, so if you're a fan of the channel, you kind of like, you know what I'm saying, this whole fans run the channel thing, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Right? If you're a fan of this fans running the show thing, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, support ourselves, right? Support ourselves. Right? Quiet Money is in the building. Quiet Money says, ain't no way in the hell that we are going to get Spider without more players in that deal. Hey, Quiet Money, I ain't going to lie to you, bro. Even though I like Donovan Mitchell, the deal that was stated earlier, the Fournier, Obi, 5 first-round picks, 2 of them of which that are unprotected, that's a lot for one player, man. You're talking about 7 players for one player. 7 players for one player. Bruh, what are we doing? Yeah, man, run them likes up, man. Hit that like button. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. No doubt. No doubt. The Mark Berman question is still on the board. If you haven't already done so, make sure you cast your vote. 68 votes are in. Yes, 74%. No, 26%. And it looks like early on the Knicks fans want answers. Wow, no player with the PIE of 13.5 has returned more than 2 unprotected picks. And Utah wants 4. And Utah wants 4. Hey, does everybody understand what a PIE is? Because if you don't, you know what? I'll put it in the chat. Just for those that don't follow analytics. Savage, what we gonna do, man? We can't let the Yankees win. I don't want to hear that old dude. Yankees win. Ha 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 ha. I don't want to hear that. And so Paris Douglas says, re-listen one time to the Morning Money show like this morning, and it will get real for you on what's going on. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, man. On the Morning Monty show like this morning. Okay. Okay. And Quiet Money, hey, thank you for, man. And also, I meant to say thank y'all for y'all continued support, man. Y'all know this is y'all's channel, right? So I get up here. Everybody, people think it's about me. You know what I'm saying? I moderate. But Quiet Money says, the cap fillers don't count. The question is, how many quality players are Utah receiving that they can flip for more draft picks? Yeah, man, that's basically. Khaled Pasha says, Monty Show dudes are Jazz fans that they always talk like they got the upper hand, and I don't listen to those guys. Listen to Woj and Shams. I think we talk the same way. In reality, though, I think we're in a place where Utah wants a thing. They think the Knicks are suckers. And the Knicks are in a precarious situation where they are not suckers, but fan pressure may force them to be suckers. If I'm the Knicks, and mind you, I love the thought of Donovan Mitchell being here. I love the thought of Donovan Mitchell being here. I want Donovan Mitchell here. But I'm saying this is my final offer. And I'm throwing my final offer out there on the table. And if they don't take it, I'm walking away. I'm walking away. And why am I walking away? Because a realistic deal, for one, a realistic deal can't be done. For two, you're threatening ruining your season by destroying chemistry in the locker room. The longer this thing plays out, the more emotional gas you spend from the players that are here. And y'all know what uncertainty does to you. Because some of y'all hit me up, they're like, Uncle Freezy, I wish I knew your schedule. Why you don't never do things on schedule? And I know. I be trying to do the KMD at 10. I be wanting to do a midday show like this, kind of like at 6:30 and 7, and then do a joint at 11 o'clock, right? But that's all day, right? Think about it, that's all day. The KMD, 10 to 1, a midday show like this for 2 hours, and then do a 3-hour show at night, the Knicks at Night podcast, right? That's 8 hours, and plus you talk about working. Right? Working for the man make me sick, right? And then you're talking about me having, saying some kind of work-life balance, right? Right? I'm not complaining. But y'all know how y'all get in that weird space. Someone's like, yo, when is he coming on? When he ain't coming on? When he coming on? And if that's aggravating to you, think about how that aggravates a Knicks player, not knowing if he's gonna be here in the long term. And see, what happens is this. What happens is this. You turn a player that was all bought into the franchise. Now you turn him into a guy that's, I'm gonna just be professional. And you don't want that. As a Knicks fan, you don't want the professional guy. Trust me, you don't. You don't want the professional guy. You want a guy that loves to be here. You don't want the professional NBA player. You don't. And I know people be like, well, they got to be both. No, they don't. No, they don't. Because when y'all go to work, either you love where you work and you be a little professional, or you don't even care about where you work. You're just professional because you just want to make sure you get paid on payday. Right? Y'all know these people. I don't begrudge them none. But the longer things like this go out, I'm sorry, man. Sometimes I forget to throw the joint in there. My bad, y'all. My bad. My bad. The longer this thing draws out, the closer you put your RJ Barretts, your Obi Toppins, your Emmanuel Quickleys, your Quentin Grimes to that line of I care less about the Knicks and more about being a professional NBA player. And Knicks fans don't consider this type of stuff because we love the Knicks so much that we never consider that we may be the reason why people don't love the Knicks as much as they care about being a professional athlete. Boulevard 73 is in the building. Leighton Griffith is in the building. What's good? Leighton Griffith says, can Mitchell handle NYC pressure of being a Knicks savior? If he can't deliver the fans on it, yeah, they're going to turn on him. Yeah, they're going to turn on him if that happens, if he can't deliver. But that's a part of it. I hope Donovan Mitchell knows that. Coach.
Yo, what's good? Salute everybody.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Had a somewhat productive day, you know. A little bookend Knicks action. Started the day off, ending the night off, you know.
Yeah.
Good day.
I didn't. I messed around and dozed off and took a nap during the day. So now I'm gonna have to work late into the night.
You didn't mess around and get a triple double?
No, I ain't messing around. Yeah. I messed around and woke up with slobber on my face and slobber on my leg from a pit bull puppy.
A triple dribble.
Yeah, triple dribble. Yep. Yo, I didn't know pit bull puppies had so much energy, bro. I love them, bro. Oh boy.
They call him G.I. That's his name, G.I. That's his name. Bim.
How about them Cowboys?
Oh.
Yeah, man. So the Berman thing was fascinating to me because when he stated something that was kind of in passing, but I took that as if it was something that was very, very important. He said the Knicks executives usually go on vacation, but basically they were around trying to get a Donovan Mitchell deal done.
Really?
That's very, I find that to be intriguing.
I think the problem is going to be Danny Ainge is probably going to have to wait. Because while we are excited about the number of draft picks, let's say the number 6, 3 of those draft picks have contingencies to them.
Right.
And I don't think Danny Ainge is signing up for that. Danny Ainge cannot. He's in a precarious situation. He respects his or he values his reputation as a GM. Right? Means a lot to him.
Okay.
He cannot be the GM that got more for Rudy Gobert than Donovan Mitchell. So he's got a marketplace that's been set for him. And he's trying to hold the standard, but I don't think the Knicks are going to budge on this because the Knicks are not in desperate situation right now. So I don't know. I actually thought it would be done quicker. If Ainge really, really holds out that there's no value in these contingent picks, then our deal isn't much greater than someone throwing in a Tyler Hero or somebody else. It might not be that much greater.
Right. Okay. I would say to you, I would say to that this also, and I talked about this with Ty Barbie, and I was trying to save the conversation for him. But I think the Knicks front office is in a precarious situation, probably more so than we let on. Coach, you been working out?
if you consider, excuse me, if you consider,
do you hear that cough? That's a cough of a man that ain't seen a treadmill. He probably ain't seen a treadmill in 6 months. Never mind, but on.
No, actually, I did just get a Planet Fitness membership about 2 weeks ago, for real.
Okay.
I started. I got to bring sexy back, bro. I've been letting it go.
Yeah,
let it go a little too far.
Yeah. Nah, hey, man. What? You preaching to the choir, bro. You say, I'm trying to. Hey, man. Push-ups are a hell of a drug. I'm just saying that.
Yeah. I'm the sexiest 400-pound dude in the world, bro.
Do it, bro. Do it. Yeah,
but I'm tired of ladies and friends and people saying, "Oh, man, you're a good-looking dude for a big guy." You know, I don't want that for a big guy. I want to be good-looking dude for any guy, not just a big guy.
Right. No doubt. Yeah,
but
man. Yeah,
but
man.
no, basically, yeah, man. I'm trying to get that right. I'm trying to make this the best year ever. The Knicks gonna do their thing. My Buccaneers gonna win another Super Bowl.
Right.
I'm gonna bring sexy back. Hopefully, it's gonna be a good year.
Hey, man. We'll see. We'll see about that.
Tom Brady, 1 hit from a wheelchair.
Boy.
He's been that way for 5 years.
Yeah.
That's Benjamin Buttons, bro. That dude don't age.
Benjamin Buttons. I would say this about just real quick about the Knicks situation. I think the Knicks are in the most precarious situations. I think the Knicks are in a razor's edge scenario. where one false move can end everything. This front office, I mean, right? And this iteration, I'm speaking to the front office. Hey, and so Quiet Money says, you and Coach can join my virtual boot camp. Hey man, I'm with it. I don't care. I ain't scared. I ain't scared of boot camp, bro. You see what these are? You see these? You see these, bro? You ain't seen dudes like 350, 355 with these type of trapezius muscles, bro. I work, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm grinding. I'm doing push-up. Every time GI says something like, be patient with the front office, I just get on the floor and do push-ups. I turn the camera off and just push.
I only started that the last 3 months. Free Keith has been saying it for 2 years.
Yeah, he's been saying that for 2 years. Man, I don't value Free Keith opinion no more. I don't value Free Keith opinion no more.
You know what? Us ex-athletes kind of guys, bro. I'm used to being coached, bro. I need that coach. I need that coach in my ear. Let's go. Let's go.
Coach. Hold on, Coach. Hold on, because here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to besmirch the creator and founder and brainchild of the Knicks freestyle on the Blorange Tears network.
I knew you was going there.
On 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish on every Wednesday.
Wednesday.
We're about to get it back going. I know you haven't seen us in a few Wednesdays, but
that don't matter.
But we absolutely value this network values. In fact, they valued him so much, they gave him one of the highest rated off-brand shows. You must understand when I say off-brand, okay? Knicks Morning Drive, that's an on-brand. The Knicks at Night, that's an on-brand. The Knicks Freestyle is an off-brand. And I would argue that it is the best off-brand show on this network. Thank you for that 40 minutes of sub. Coach, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, hey, I'm a huge fan. Whenever I get a chance, I'm checking it out.
I am media, and we're media trained. We're media trained. We're media savvy.
Yeah, but who's disrespecting Free Keith?
You kind of said you didn't respect his opinion anymore. So to not respect, the opposite of respect is
disrespect.
Okay, so
that's
I got that, bro.
Right. Okay. So I don't respect Free Keith's opinion on this. Right.
That means you're disrespectful.
Well, I mean, or it can mean I'm neutral.
Okay. All right.
Right. Or it means I mean neutral. Free Keith, my guy. I knew Free Keith.
Yeah, infamous New King. We're not letting this go down. We wasn't letting Keith. Alpha Phi Alpha. I'm Phi Beta Sigma, but Alpha Phi Alpha in the building. I'm not letting the Alphas get disrespected like that. I rock with the Alphas.
Yeah, man. Hey, Free Keith, I hope you're watching.
If he watching, he punching the air, trying to find the link.
Bro, Coach, I find that I'm really good at this thing, whatever that was just now. Whatever that was just now that I did, I found that I'm really good at that.
The rope of dope.
Whatever
rope of dope.
Whatever it is, it's the
kids today call it trolling.
Well,
yeah,
that might be what. Yeah,
but the response to your kickback.
The response is that when Free Keith pull up on Wednesday, it's gonna take us a half hour to get to the show after he Kurt Freezy out the backstage. That's the
yeah, and for those that know me, know I don't care. Like that thing don't even bother me, and I need to.
No, because it's gonna make for a great show. He's gonna be all wound. He's gonna be all wound up to start to finish. I'm not gonna be able to get a word in this Wednesday.
Free Keith, if you watch it, yeah, I don't value that opinion, bro.
Hey, GI, we gotta rock that fantasy football joint soon too.
Yeah, but
I got confused. I got confused because I thought we doing the fantasy old school because we still haven't run the results on that, right? We just selected the team.
Man,
we're gonna do that after that.
That's stupid. That
So-
stupid app, man. That app ain't no way I can use that, bro. That thing is not user friendly at all.
No, you'd have to type all the names in. I told you that. You'll be there
Right.
a year.
But nah, they talk about age ranges. Now I got to go in for every play. Man, look, man. Okay, I'm gonna do that separately. But this is what I want to do. This is what I want to get to. The reason why I said that about Free Keith is this.
Oh God.
Because I had a separate conversation with another person that I value too, and basically they said, in our conversation, we got to a point where we realized that Leon Rose is not the Don. And Leon Rose is not playing chess instead of checkers, right? Leon Rose is what they call vulnerable. Leon Rose in his front office stepped into a no-win situation with his eyes on just not losing, right? So Leon Rose, and the person I spoke to is Todd Barbie. Y'all see him in the chat often. Todd Barbie steps in. Todd Barbie has been here from day one. I consider him a friend too. We had a conversation about what this front office stepped into, what the goals are, what's reasonably attainable based on past history, what's reasonably attainable based on the amount of resources that we have available, and what is reasonably attainable based on projections, right? And so we talked about why Quentin Grimes is the pick as opposed to gambling on a high upside player, right? Why do you take Grimes instead of Herb Jones? Is Quentin Grimes better than Chet? Is Quentin Grimes better than Herb Jones?
Who?
Who the hell is Herb Jones?
Bro, yo, I know.
Is he on your
Hey, but you
your
know
men's
what?
your men's league?
Nah, but you know what? You know what the Pelicans are saying? You know what the Pelicans are saying right now, right?
What they saying?
Who the hell is Quentin Grimes?
All right, listen. I gotta be honest. We hyping Quentin Grimes up a lot. I just hope. Remember, I was here for the what's his name? Alonzo Trier. I was here for quickly lived up to the hype. I was here for the Mon Shepherd. I was here for a lot of players that we got hyped about what they were going to become, and I'm not really sure. It's just a little early for that. I'm not ready to say he a ham sandwich, but at the same time, people talk about. I did see an article that Tibbs was willing to let RJ go before he let Grimes go, and I'm just like, where's this coming from? So.
Hey, y'all see the chat? So let me show y'all something. Andre Bryant says Herb Jones is an elite defender, and G.I.
Oh God,
but G.I., you know what Herb Jones is?
I don't know who he is.
No, I'm going to tell you. Herb Jones is that guy that you've been asking for 2 years. For 2 years, you've been on here saying that you want a specific thing, and guess what Herb Jones is?
He don't exist.
He is that. Herb Jones is what G.I. been asking for 2 years. Like G.I. has specifically been asking for a certain thing,
Mr. Jones,
for 2 years, and G.I. Herb Jones is that. And G.I. guess what else he can do? So G.I. guess what else he can do? Herb Jones can shoot a little bit and handle the ball a little bit. So not only
make his free throws.
So not only is G.I. getting what he wanted in Herb Jones, he's getting him at a cheaper price, and he's getting more out of the player. So not only are you getting more than what you wanted, you're getting it at a cheaper price. That's what Herb Jones is.
And as En Vogue used to say, "No, you're never gonna get it."
and look, and this is what Herb Jones. This is what people are saying about Herb Jones. Right. Look how many people are Andre Bryant. Herb Jones is an elite defender, right? G. Robinson, Herb Jones can start here, right? He said he can start. He can start here, right? Somebody else put a RW2. Herb Jones is a baller.
Uncle Trolsey is striking us now.
Kawhi Leonard possibly. Right? But they took Quentin Grimes. They took Quentin Grimes, right? Right? GI, look, this is what they're saying about Herb Jones. Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC. That's what Nick G thought. Right? Ultimately, I forget who won it, but what I'm getting at is the reason why this front office made the Quentin Grimes pick instead of the Herb Jones pick is because the Quentin Grimes pick was safe. It's like when me and Coach go out to eat somewhere. We'll go eat dinner somewhere at some point. Me, Coach, GI, everybody, we'll go out to eat somewhere, right? And we might go to a place that we don't know serves good food. But when it comes to say the dessert or something, instead of like, I don't know, man, I ain't never been here before. You know what we could do? We could get vanilla ice cream because you can't mess it up. Right? You can't mess up vanilla ice cream. Vanilla ice cream is safe. Right? I think that's what the Knicks did. The Knicks played it safe with Quentin Grimes. They played it safe with Miles McBride. They played it safe, so they gambled on Jericho Sims at 58. Because they could legit say, hey, man, we can gamble on 58 because even if we don't hit, we can cut them. Right?
Well, that's what the Knicks been doing, Freezy. They take a chance on a really late pick, but they're so scared to make the wrong pick that they make the safe pick. They've been doing it for the last 10 years.
Well, and so here's the thing too. RW2 says, RW the second says Herb Jones can easily be MVP candidate potentially because of both sides of the ball, right? And Andre Bryant says Herb Jones was a starter on a playoff team, and this guy was selected after Quentin Grimes.
Yeah, the 30, like one in the second round. Like,
yeah, he's a second round pick. He was a second round pick. Now, I'm not saying that the Knicks messed up by not taking Herb Jones, even though I kind of feel like that a little bit, right? I feel like that a little bit, but at the same time, I think the Knicks front office is playing it safe because they're on the razor's edge. Because one false move, and it can set the franchise backwards. And on top of that, the first round pick that they inherited, RJ Barrett, is not a prototypical top 3 pick. So now they feel like they have to work with what they have. RJ Barrett is not a run jump athlete. Those are the guys who pick in the top 3. The top 3 are usually guys that are run jump athletes with some level of skill. Right? RJ Barrett's not that. But they're not begrudging themselves on RJ Barrett, right? They're like, okay, we got him. We got him, right? Okay, so let's just work with him. Let's put some pieces around him, right? But with that mindset, they can't make a mistake.
Right. Now, I'm sorry for you. I didn't mean it.
No, go ahead, bro.
What I was like kind of coming across in the middle of all that you were saying is all these decisions, our front office makes. It's not the wrong decision until the decision doesn't hit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it seems like they had a different mentality on trades because we've taken some gambles on trades.
Right.
and free agent deals and whatnot. You know, we have one here right now with Cam Reddish. You know, so like, unfortunately, these chances we've taken and gambles we've taken in trades and free, you know, bringing in someone like Derek Williams, you know, when we brought him in, you know, just stuff like that. Like, but we won't take those same chances on the draft. You know what I mean? So, but if bringing Derek Williams here hit, we would seem like geniuses, wouldn't we? You know, or by bringing in Cam Reddish right now, if we actually decide to use him and he doesn't get hurt anymore, you know, he's a lot like Herb Jones, like talent, skill wise, and body wise. You know.
Okay.
I think Herb Jones is a little taller though, right?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Herb Jones is a little taller though, right? I think
Herb Jones is, I think he's 6'7", 6'8", 6'7".
Oh,
6'8".
okay. Well, so they're about the same height then.
Yeah. 6'7", 6'8", something like that.
So like that's kind of like the parallel that I see like with the Knicks front office. Like if they would look like geniuses if they picked Mitchell, you know what I'm saying, instead of the Frenchman, you know.
Right.
But they didn't take that chance, like you said, like on paper and scouting wise, you know, this European guy was, you know, unfortunately we got the wrong overseas guy, you know, on a few occasions.
Right. But and coach, what I'm speaking to, because you're right about that aspect. And at the same time, the reason why I brought this up is because now it forces this front office to be more cognizant of everything they do, right?
Mm-hmm.
This front office, they know that they can't make the same mistakes as the previous front office. They know that they can't pick a Frank Ntilikina, Damian Dotson, Kevin Knox, Alonzo Trier, all back to back to back. And I know Alonzo Trier wasn't a draft pick, but he was an unsigned free agent. They know this front office know that they can't do Luke Cornett, Isaiah Hicks, Damian Dotson, Alonzo Trier, Frank Ntilikina, Kevin Knox. They know they can't live. That can't be a young core. That can't be a young core.
That just all those names, and they're also recent.
Right.
That's what's crazy about it.
Right. And so what I'm getting at is this, man. When it comes to the decision making process, with that being the understanding, now you see why I don't respect Free Keith's opinion on the Knicks front office being the Dons. I think they're vulnerable. Right? I think they're vulnerable, and I think all of their decisions are made from a place of a clenched up butt.
Yeah. Puckered up.
Puckered up. Yep. I think all of their decisions are made based on a puckered up butt. Right? And the reason why is clearly, like I stated earlier, that if you're a Knicks front office, all your initial moves, they didn't work. You didn't get Chris Paul. You didn't get Damian Lillard. You didn't get Bradley Beal, right? You couldn't even get Jaden Ivey out of this draft. You couldn't get Jaden Ivey, right? And right now, you know what it looks like? It looks like you can't even get Donovan Mitchell. And so if you're that Knicks front office, if you're the Knicks front office, knowing that you can't miss on you can't draft another Frank, you can't draft another Knox, you can't sign another Alonzo Trier, you can't draft a Clee Anthony early, you can't on and on and on, right? On and on and on. You can't take these missteps, right? Right? Because Coach, 2 years ago, don't get it twisted. 2 years ago, at the beginning, before the playoff season started, remember, in the words of state of the whatever he is now. My God, State. The Knicks made all types of weird signings, and you're like, why? You remember the Knicks signed Austin Rivers.
Right.
The Knicks signed Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. The Knicks signed Scal Labissiere. The Knicks traded for Terrence Ferguson and Vincent Poirier. This season, the Knicks signed traded for Denzel Valentine and Solomon Hill. Right? Yo, I see my guys in the building. Let me throw this thing in there.
I don't know, like recently, like I said, like the out of the draft moves, and even this recent draft. I mean, I'm happy what's brewing. And when they first came in, like I've said this before in other streams, that when he comes in and acquires all these draft picks and acquires all this young talent, 10 players, 25 and under, you don't get all that stuff to just wait a couple years for all that to develop.
Yeah.
You're doing that to trade for a little something.
Right. And so what I'm getting, so first of all, Eddie C and EG 14,000, what's good, fellas?
What's up, EG?
It's good. Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
What's happening?
Oh yeah, I've never been on cam officially.
Yeah.
Since you've been on,
we did the draft, I think. Did we?
Yeah. Eddie C, where the hell you been at?
I've been working, brother. I've been working, making that money, bro.
Man, you slacker. You working? Come on, brother. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I know I'm in the tropics, but I still gotta work, bro. I still gotta hunker down and suffer these hot days and cold nights and make some money, bro.
Yeah,
see,
man.
Just like your name, you're B-ball zombie. You came back from the dead.
Yeah, man.
I guess so, man. I guess I was asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you being back, man. We missed you.
I appreciate having you, man.
Or I miss you. I miss you. I'll say it more specific than that. I miss you, bro. I love having you around because you don't pull no punches, and I love it.
Nice.
Right? But here's the thing that what I'm saying is this is what I wanted to put out there. I think the Knicks front office is operating on a razor's edge, and I'm giving credit to Todd Barbie, who pulled me towards that line of thinking, right? Like, because Free Keith said something, and it was smart at the time, but I think it may have had too much bravado. And I don't mean that as disrespect for Free Keith, because I've been knowing Free Keith longer than I've been knowing any of y'all. That's my guy. I've been knowing him since 2014, right? But the thing is this. If you're bold, you can make bold moves, right? But in this situation, if the Knicks are bold, how come the Knicks hadn't done any bold moves? What's the boldest move that you've seen the Knicks make since Leon Rose has been here? Tell me if you heard this before. Tell me if you heard this before, right? Leon Rose had a long-standing relationship with a coach in the league. And now his son is in the league. His son went to a big school, a blue blood, where they win championships, right? And his son is from the area and is available in free agency, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? His son, the dude that you know, the dude that you have a long-time relationship with, is his son is available. And everybody knows this summer that you're going to go after your friend's son, right? And so when free agency comes here, when free agency opens, the Knicks bust out of the gate and sign Austin Rivers, Doc Rivers' son, right? Because Doc Rivers, Tom Thibodeau, Leon Rose had a long-standing relationship, right? And then the next year, the Knicks take the same approach. Tell me if you heard this before. Tell me if this is deja vu. The Knicks have a long-standing relationship with a coach in the league, right? The son went to a blue blood. The son is balling out and is going to become a free agent. And then right out the gate, the Knicks sign Jalen Brunson.
Well, good thing.
No.
Good thing this guy is better than Rivers.
Well, this is what happens when you're the head of everything is former agents. They, the connections, like that's how they work. They work with connections and relationships because that's their strengths. In terms of like being bold, I don't know if the Knicks really want to be bold because the reality, like I'm a Nuggets fan, so I remember Tim Conley. Like Tim Conley was the least bold person I ever know. Like he never made a bold move, but the moment he became the GM of the Timberwolves, he was like, okay, I didn't do anything with the Nuggets. I didn't really make any big moves other than the Aaron Gordon, but I didn't really make any big moves. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trade all my picks for Rudy Gobert and then flood the market, right? Because I need to be bold, right? And that, I don't think that's the correct way of thinking. You just have to think in terms of assets. If you get Donovan Mitchell, are you going to win the championship? The answer is probably no, unless you consider how good Hardenstein is. The answer is yes, but that's not here near it. But the answer is probably no.
Hard sanity is in the building.
So the answer is the perception is no that you won't, and because that's the answer is no, you need to be able to make other moves after you get him. So you can't trade every single pick, but that's because the Timberwolves flooded the market. They're not going to take anything less than every pick because they have all the leverage. He's on a 3-year deal. They have no incentive to trade him. So they're just not going to trade him. I don't think the trade is going to get done before the season. I don't think each side is going to agree on the terms of the trade before the season because the Jazz can hold out and the Knicks, even though they're desperate, they don't perceive Mitchell to be a championship winning move. So they need to make another move after Mitchell. And they need the draft capital to do that.
What about this? Hey, Eddie C, I'm interested in your take. I just want to throw this in there real quick.
Yeah.
Right. What about this? Right. What about, because what you mentioned with Connolly going to Minnesota, that's intriguing in a sense because the Timberwolves were a playoff team with 2 foundational pieces, and they felt like going after Gobert helps them leapfrog the pack. Right, it takes them from being a say 7 or 8 seed to maybe a 4 or 5 seed,
and maybe a championship.
Right, and once you have that, then anything goes. Right. But the Knicks, on the other hand, when the Timberwolves were selecting Anthony Edwards, the Knicks selected Obi Toppin, a backup power forward. Right. When the Timberwolves were selecting Karl Anthony Towns, the Knicks were selecting Kristaps Porzingis, who is no longer a part of the organization.
Yeah.
Right. And so the Timberwolves had the number 1 pick, and it panned out for them twice. Right. Now they just needed a finishing piece. So they got the finishing piece that they felt like they needed. Now, once the market settles, you'll see them go out and try to probably show up point guard.
I don't think they can get anything else. They traded all their assets.
Yeah.
Well,
depending on who the point guard is.
They just trust Russell will get it, and then
or they trust in the playmaking of Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Who is looking like he's going to become an elite secondary playmaker.
Yeah.
Maybe in the mold of a Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah. That's what it's looking like.
Right. And so, but this time, instead of it being Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, it's Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert. And then the third player on that thing is maybe the greatest shooting center of all time.
Yeah.
You see how things look different for the Knicks?
Yeah.
See, the Knicks don't make a bold move, because if they make a bold move and mess up, then Knicks fans are going to be calling for their heads. Moving on. Yeah. That's basically what it is. Right? Because we've had guys come here to try to do the bold move and it backfired. And we've had dudes come here and had bad drafts and it backfired.
Yeah.
And so now this front office, knowing that, they looking like they want to build this thing the right way, can't make a bold move, because if they make the bold move and miss, they're gone.
And that's exactly why the trade hasn't happened yet.
Right.
What if?
Right.
Freezy, we got to get back to that, by the way. What if? Remember that stuff we was talking about?
Right. Right. Eddie C, you want to jump in on that? What's good, Sally?
What's that, Uncle Freeze?
Yeah. You know how I move, man. When I think about, you pose this question, I think about the totality. I don't just think about, players per se or trades per se. I think about the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And when you say like the Knicks haven't made any bold moves, I think you're wrong. And I'm gonna say why I think you're wrong, because obviously fans look at bold moves as just being trades, like just coming in and say, we didn't make a Donovan Mitchell trade, or we didn't move up in the draft to take Jaden Ivey, or we didn't do this, that, and the third. But I think the Knicks as an organization has made plenty of bold moves, but it's just been in other parts of the organization. I think Dolan signing Leon Rose, that's a bold move.
Okay.
I think getting Worldwide West, that's a bold move. I think getting Perrin into your organization, Rosas into your organization, Brock Aller into your organization, those guys are major guys in your front office that are going to put you in position to make smart moves when it comes down to making trade assets, making trade packages,
and make a great point.
Getting players in there that are going to move the franchise along, not just in the forefront, but looking past that. So when it comes to that, like, I know it's not sexy. I know it's like who cares about these guys, but I do.
You make a great point. That point's why I'm here. Adding those people into the front office is why they signed Hartenstein, and why everything. It's why I'm here, but it's also why the Knicks are going to win a championship. I'm serious about this, because people don't really understand how great Hartenstein actually is. He's going to lead the Knicks to a championship, and because they made all those front office decisions. That's why Hartenstein's here. Otherwise, he would have went to the Magic or another team or whatever. And
wait, the backup
Can I
center
ask
is
you
going
a
to be
question?
the reason. Hold on.
He's not a backup center. He's
I
not
got
a
a
backup
question.
center.
No, but he's our backup center.
He's not going to be long for long.
Well,
You're
then
gonna
somebody,
see.
then they
I
gonna
have a
no,
question.
and I'm not.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, man.
Yeah, let my
I'm
man.
talking. Hold on.
We got plenty of time.
So I just want to make sure I understood what I was hearing. So I'm not doubting that Hartenstein is going to be much.
It's
Hartenstein.
Hawkinstein.
Okay. I'm not doubting, because of the way he plays basketball and the players that's around him in New York, that he's going to be a big benefit for us. But I just question whether his defense will be to the point where he's going to take Mitch out the lineup, because Mitch is an elite defender. I just don't want to take nothing away from Mitch. His skill set is when he's healthy. Now that with Hartenstein, however we're pronouncing his name these days, I apologize. If his benefit is Mitch does not stay healthy, so he's definitely going to get a ton of minutes this year. And I do think he's going to be a big player. But to suggest that a player that's going to start off as our backup point guard is going to be, man, that is a major take, and I'm here for how it turns out. But more importantly, no. I'm going to allow, and I'm going to give it to you over time too. I'm not going to make you prove yourself tonight. I'm going to believe in you over time. But here is the problem y'all have, though. The problem y'all have is y'all excited about the bold move, which is Tibbs, Rose, Worldwide West. The problem, you have a James Dolan problem. And this Donovan Mitchell talk has started. And if they are unsuccessful in this Donovan Mitchell talk, and the reality of it is chemistry, with Hartenstein and Brunson coming to this team, there's going to be a little, and Tibbs being as rigid a coach as he is, there's going to be some chemistry issues. And if this thing get rocky and people start getting fired, then I don't know if we're going to be able to see this brilliance, because James Dolan is just not a patient man. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for letting me talk to them.
I have a question about this Hartenstein thing. And I appreciate that take, because I do like those type of things. I kind of like the out of left field, because if you're right, you look like a genius. And if you're wrong, it's like no big loss, right? But if you look at a lot of centers, Spider and Rudy couldn't do it. So is Hartenstein going to be better than Rudy?
Yes.
Okay. So Jokic hasn't done it. Hartenstein's not going to be better than Jokic.
Why not?
It's favorably impossible that he's going to be better. He's going to be a back-to-back MVP. Like for anyone to think that is.
What if I have the stats to back it up?
Well, the stats are one thing. So let's run down a couple big man combos, right? So you got Jimmy Butler, Bam. They couldn't do it.
He's better than Jimmy Butler. Bam.
But no
He's
one
better
on the
than
Knicks
Bam.
is better than Jimmy Butler. And then Hartenstein's better than Bam.
He's better than
Is Hartenstein better than Garland and Jared Allen?
Yes.
Oh, you want to? Okay, so
there's
no one better.
He was actually on Cleveland. He was the best player. If you look at the stats, he was the best player on Cleveland. He actually had, before his concussion, because he got a concussion in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Before his concussion, Hartenstein had the highest net rating on the Cavs.
But he
didn't start. But he had the highest net rating on the Cavs since LeBron James was on the Cavs.
So why couldn't he take Zubac's spot if he was that?
Wait. Let's do Cleveland. Let's do one at a time. So Cleveland had multiple bigs. They had so many bigs that they had to play bigs out of position.
Yeah.
Right? And Hartenstein couldn't establish himself in that mix.
Well, he couldn't, because he also didn't get enough. He was going to. There was a game where Jared Allen threw the ball out of bounds because he's not a good passer, and the coach took Jared Allen out of the game and put Hartenstein back in the clutch. So he benched Jared Allen in the clutch for Hartenstein, but then I think like a game later, Hartenstein got injured. So like Hartenstein was outplaying Jared Allen with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but because of the injury, like he never got his rhythm. He never got to the opportunity to outplay.
So we're noticing a theme. Like every time Hartenstein does something good in limited minutes, something happens where the coach loses faith.
No, where he just doesn't get enough playing time. Right.
Right.
So yeah, I guess losing faith.
Or a bad break happens to him.
Yeah, bad break. And that's the only reason why he's available. That was the only reason.
No,
Sounds like a Knicks luck kind of guy.
Hey, Selly,
his luck is terrible.
Selly, I love your line of question. Selly, I love where you're going with this, right? I just want to, instead of us doing 200 miles per hour, I just want to ask if y'all just allow me to think process along with what y'all are saying.
Yeah.
I love the take. Yeah, I feel you, man. I love the take though. Like, don't think that I'm by any means.
No.
I'm just trying to come around to the fact that Hartenstein's even better than Wendell Carter. Like, I don't even see that.
Even Jokic wasn't like his first year. They didn't know he was this.
I did.
What I'm gonna say, I'm gonna just put my 2
Hall of
cents.
Famer as a rookie.
Put my 2 cents into this conversation. Again, I'm gonna go back to like.
Eddie, see y'all rock, man. I'm gonna use the restroom right quick.
I'm gonna think in the totality. I'm gonna think in the totality of everything, right? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I think he's better than Bam. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I think he's better than X, Y, and Z players center in the league. But what I will say is he's a great fit for the Knicks. He's a great offensive fit for a lot of basketball teams, and he does things on the offensive side. I want to see him play more, because obviously he was in the Clippers and I didn't have really time, but I like him as a player a lot.
Yeah, on the West Coast.
And he has an opportunity for me. He has an opportunity for me to outplay all three of our centers. Even if he doesn't start one game this year, he has an opportunity for me to outplay all of our centers, have better numbers than our centers, have better net numbers than our centers this year and the next year coming. And I'm like almost 90% sure that he's gonna get a second contract with the Knicks.
I mean, if he has the if he is an efficient player as he always is, with the minutes with the Knicks, he's going to be unreal.
People,
And
yeah.
that's not what I'm questioning. Just lead us to the championship. When people say Dolan is not the issue, I'm not suggesting that Dolan is the issue. I'm just saying the time it would take for these guys to win a championship. And if they don't get Donovan Mitchell and some of the other moves they make, I don't know if Dolan will be able to be patient enough long term.
Like for me, has
What is,
Dolan,
but why?
I mean,
Why? What is he going to lose? Like, doesn't he sell out even if the Knicks lose every year?
Man, it's been this way since '94. I just hope he's changed. Maybe he's changed.
But
Maybe
what
he
I'm
can do
saying is,
something
I
different, but
think
we've always sold out.
That's what I'm saying.
Will we
so
agree he's less involved of late?
Yeah, I'm worried about. I haven't seen nobody finish a 5-year contract, and so they're running into year 4, year 5. And if we don't make a major move, we're not going to be looking like a championship contender next year. How patient will Dolan be if they keep going after players swinging and missing? If they don't get Donovan Mitchell, they're going to have plenty of more time. If they don't, how patient will Dolan be?
I just want to say real quick. I put a link to the chat real quick. I want everyone to like the private chat. This is the rim protection stats. I don't know if you can click on them. This is on Twitter. This is Hartenstein's rim protection. I don't know if you can see it.
Okay.
See it. Did you click on it?
I've checked all his stats before. He is very close to Mitch in defensive, but he's never seen minutes.
He's not close to Mitch. He's not close. He's better in every aspect of the game.
He's better.
He's better than every aspect of the game than Mitch.
But will it? Every player, just because a player has a small sample size,
it's not small sample size. It's over one. It's 1,500 possessions of sample size. That's not small sample size.
Against what quality competition, EG?
He hasn't averaged
defensive player of the year.
Averaged 32 minutes a game.
Against some of the best players in the world. Like it's the NBA. Against the NBA.
But he's a second unit center historically, right? Like, I mean, we got to. He's a second unit center.
He plays against starters.
But he is a second unit center, correct? Yes or no? Like it's simple.
Okay. Here's the thing. Where are the other second unit centers that are leading the NBA rim protection?
I think I see Hassan Whiteside on that. Yeah.
Hassan Whiteside is a pretty good rim protector.
But he's a second unit center.
Yeah, but rim protection is not the reason why Hassan Whiteside isn't good. Like Hassan Whiteside isn't good because he can't pass, because you can't run your offense through him, because he has no post game, because he has no scoring game.
So basically, what I'm hearing is, and once again, I'm not criticizing you, EG. I'm honestly just trying to dissect your theory here. Like I want you. This is not criticism. So basically, I watched the Nuggets, and we could potentially see a Denver Nuggets style offense with Hartenstein at the top of the key.
That's exactly what he's saying.
Yes,
that's exactly.
Okay, it's possible. It is possible.
That's not going to work.
Why not?
Because it doesn't work. It hasn't worked, and it won't work. It doesn't work because it hasn't worked ever. None of this.
It's going to be deadly teams, with the second unit with Obi running the baseline.
I mean, but we got to crawl before we walk. So, like, at least if we're able to play better basketball, play better offensive basketball, be easier on the eye when we watch the Knicks play.
He's going to create that.
There's never been a player in NBA history at the level of Hartenstein. There's never been a player like Hartenstein ever.
Whoa.
You've never had. This is true,
bro. You can't.
There's never.
I agree with you. I agree with you to a certain point, EG, because I really, really like his game, and the numbers may say that. I'm not a numbers dude. Like I like looking at certain numbers, and then I can make an assessment due to certain numbers. But when people come at me like, "Yo, this is this," I don't 100% believe in the numbers like that.
Nah, me either.
You know what I'm saying? I need to watch him play basketball because sometimes the number doesn't come out, and sometimes when Rudy Gobert, just to put an example, comes out and just punks Isaiah Hartenstein, and just takes his freaking soul away from him.
Right. Or Jaron Jackson Jr. just
Then
comes
he's
out and
useless. He's
balls
useless
on.
for a postseason.
All
I would not like that I would not like that to happen.
That's never going to happen.
Hartenstein's going to guard
Hartenstein put
Giannis
Rudy
in the
Gobert's-
Eastern Conference
No,
Finals.
but,
This is-
but what,
No,
what
I'm
I'm
just
saying
putting it
is,
as an
like,
example.
If you've
I'm
stumbled
putting it as an
upon
example because
some
things like
kinda-
this
some
happen.
kind of Billy Bean friggin'
Yeah.
basketball, find, then you're a genius. But there are anomalies like that, and I think that's something basketball GMs should start looking into, things like this, like the teams
Well, they're
that
going to
can't
have
get the
to when the Knicks win
superstars.
the championship this year. They're
Because
going to have to.
I see a lot of there's a lot of players in the league
I
that
linked
fall under
linked in
these
chat
weird
of
things.
Hartenstein guarding Julius Brunson on a drive on a 1-on-1 on an island. Just go look at it. Just go look.
All right.
Julius
Just-
Randle,
Jalen
Julius
Brunson-
Randle, or
Jalen
Jalen
Brunson.
Brunson.
Hartenstein guarding Jalen Brunson 1-on-1 on the drive.
Yeah, I
What's
saw
he
that
shoot-
play that he blocked him. He blocked his shot or he stopped his shot. That's great. Like, I'm happy he's on our team.
Oh yeah,
Like,
But
I don't
that
want to
just
take
shows
that
you how bad
avenue.
Brunson is.
I don't want to take that
that's
avenue.
not. Brunson's one of the best players. No, that does not show
No,
you
he's
how.
not one of the best. That he's not.
Yes, he is. He's one of the
Okay.
best scorers in the
Who
league.
said okay? Brunson is one of
Brunson's
the
one-
best point guards in the NBA.
Yeah.
He never
Well,
he's
he's
never
about
even played
15.
point guard. He's in play.
He's gonna
hasn't
be
played
real
point
good,
guard.
G.
It
He's
doesn't
ghetto.
matter. That's
Brunson's
what
so
you're
ghetto.
supposed to matter.
What do you mean?
Yo, ghetto.
Is there
Yo,
Brunson
ghetto.
hate on here? I thought Brunson was good. Brunson's good.
I like
Yo, ghetto.
Brunson,
He's
but-
gonna be
Brunson
real
scored
good for
41
us,
in a
bro.
playoff game.
Yeah,
Like, what are
Eddie,
you
I don't
talking
know
about?
what if you look
Okay.
at his advanced stats, Brunson has some of the best advanced stats in all.
Oh, he's
of
gonna
the
be
NBA.
really
Oh,
Yeah,
good
we're
for
not
us.
going.
I-
Brunson's
I-
going to be great for the Knicks, 100%.
No,
Brunson will be great for
I'm
the
glad we're talking about this because this is something I've talked about with Uncle Freezy before. Like, we as Knicks fans, like, we always move on to the next hot thing all the time, and like,
Yeah.
I think because of Mitchell, that Mitchell news that came so quickly after Hardenstein, and then obviously the Brunson thing, we never got a chance to appreciate and really dissect these two dudes we do have, like Hardenstein and Brunson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm glad.
I'm glad we're talking about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
Absolutely.
you know what I think is
we
gonna happen?
haven't given those two guys
Yeah.
their credit. Like, we
This
got
is
two
what I-
solid
yeah.
guys there. You know?
Really solid. This is what I think is going to
That's
happen.
true.
I think Hardenstein's going to take Mitchell Robinson's job, and then Mitchell Robinson is going to ask for a trade because he's going to be getting like 10 minutes a game, and he's not going to be happy. And then they're going to trade Mitchell Robinson and picks for Donovan Mitchell during the season.
But why
That's what
would
I
they?
think is
Why
gonna happen.
would Utah want Mitch Robinson, bro? They got Walker Kessler. They got a couple other bigs. They don't need Mitch Robinson.
They
Because they're
wanted
not
Mitchell
going to trade
Robinson
Donovan
initially.
Mitchell to us, and they're going to need
They-
a defensive
They
center.
just traded away Mitch Robinson.
They just drafted a 7'1" center from Auburn who was a
Yeah, but
baller,
he's still
bro.
a project. He's still
Kessler?
a project.
Yeah, he was a baller.
Yeah, he's good, but he's still project.
I mean,
He's not.
it's a great thought on his part. Listen, I'm absolutely worried about Mitch Robinson, but it's probably more from a standpoint because the only thing I think the young man is missing, because he has decent, at least he comes with stats for his analysis, and that's I can appreciate. But I think what he's missing is the politics of the NBA.
Yeah.
And there's no way they just gave this man a $70 million contract and gonna put him on the bench. Like, so something's gonna have to give before that happens.
So, E.G., why wasn't he able to take? Once again, this isn't me attacking you.
That's a great
But
question.
why hasn't he been able to take specifically? Hold on,
Zubac's
specifically Zubac's job. Like what?
That's a great question. And let me explain it from the beginning.
And his woman is fine, by the way. You ever see her?
Yeah.
Before you go, EG, can I just say why I think that's the case? Because I think that he helps the second unit offensively, where in the first unit you have players who hold their own weight offensively,
Right.
so they don't need somebody that to help facilitate. Meanwhile, in the second unit, he can make the players around him better and make a second unit way better. So that's
It's gonna
the
be
reason
unreal.
why.
Yeah, that's a good
Part of the
point.
reason why that he does that.
Yeah, but the cream always rolls to the top, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's just the.
But it's a
it doesn't
basketball
matter.
team, so you have to.
But that's not-
There's like some
Yeah, but
players
I'm not.
that are
I mean, I
all
no,
stars.
respect the opinion, but
And-
No,
and
that's
Hall
a
of
great
Famers?
opinion. It's a
Wait.
great opinion because how many playoff teams and championship teams had a dude starting at center that was like, oh, why does this dude start? And then
And
there's
plus, he
guys,
has the chance to
and
be
then there's
sixth man
guys,
of the year.
right? And then there's guys that finish the game and stay in the game in important times.
Yeah, but
Like there's a
you
lot of
ride
teams that are built like that.
the best center
So
always starts the game.
Let me
Like, that's-
answer the question.
Yeah,
So
not
the
really.
The question is why, if Hartenstein was this good, why didn't he take Zubac's job?
yeah,
Right.
specifically
That's
Zubac.
essentially specifically Zubac, right? And you have to look at the context of the situation. When Hartenstein was signed by the Clippers, he was not signed to a normal contract. He was signed to a training deal contract. The first thing he had to do was compete against Harry Giles to make the roster. In order to do that, he put up historic preseason numbers.
Hold
Yeah.
on, EG. Hey, somebody got some wind going in the background.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
If y'all can
That's
just
probably
mute-
me, man. I got a fan.
Yeah, that's why I just muted my mic because it ain't me.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, so if you look at when he because he was given a training camp deal, in order to make the roster, he put up historically great preseason numbers. But the first game of the season, they didn't play him, so they were never really planning to play Hartenstein big minutes because he was the 15th man on the roster. That's first. Secondly, I would say Hartenstein was never really competing with Zubac. He was competing with Ibaka for the backup job. And because of that, it limited Hartenstein's playing time to prove that he was better than Zubac. Because there were a lot of times where when Ibaka was playing, Ibaka would come in, and then Hartenstein would come in, and then Hartenstein would outplay Ibaka for like 7, and then he would get the second half minutes. But because of that, it limited his playing time. So we never got to really prove it. And eventually he did, though. Eventually he was able to take Ibaka's job, and they were playing exclusively Hartenstein. And then he went down with an ankle injury. And that ankle injury ruined everything. Because if Hartenstein didn't go down with that ankle injury in the middle of the season, he would have outplayed Zubac. And when Zubac went out with COVID, Hartenstein would have been the starter. And then he would have really shown how great he was. But he was never given that opportunity. So because of that, Hartenstein was stuck in the bench role. And by that time, they were already ramping up for playoff basketball.
Guys, before we move on from this, let me ask one quick question.
Yeah.
EG, because I'm a visual guy.
Okay.
How do the Knicks have to play basketball in order for Hartenstein, for us to get the most out of him?
That's the beauty of it. That's the beautiful thing about Hartenstein's game. You just put him out there.
The chameleon.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You know why? Because he's one of the best offensive rebounders in the basketball. You put him out there, he offensive rebounds, and then when he offensive rebounds, he kicks it out immediately to an open three. Immediately.
Well, who's shooting that?
I think to answer your question, GI, I think how he does it is because he's a great fit with Julius. He's a great fit. He's a great fit with a cutting Obi Toppin, and he's a great fit for somebody like Evan Fournier on the side. Because I remember he used to have a connection with Luke Kennard, and he'll have that same connection with Evan Fournier.
And
Luke Kennard,
thanks, Eddie C.
Grimes, yeah.
I was like, thanks, Eddie C. I was asking EG.
Yeah. But
no, Eddie C. actually answered the question.
No. But the answer is really, how are the Knicks going to use? If he's on the floor, if Hartenstein is on the floor, he will be an impactful offensive player. Like if you want to use him to his best, you give him the ball in the short roll.
Eddie C explained to me it's through his passing. That's what I got from Eddie C. It's the way
he's gonna be able to pass, and he's gonna be able to take the center. Remember the Capella problem that we had?
Yeah.
Right.
He's gonna alleviate that problem because Capella can't hang around the rim, and if he leaves him open, he's gonna hit a 17, 15 footer. He can probably extend out to the 3, and he's still going to find a streaking Obi Toppin. He's still going to find player Julian Brunson on one side, Evan Fournier on the other side. It's going to be a problem. Yeah, it's going to be a problem.
I just need him to raise up his free throw percentage a little bit.
Here's another question about Hartenstein. Why hasn't he played a lot of games?
For the Knicks, if you should go free throws.
That's a good point. In the last 12
play for us,
games,
you got to stuck at free throws. That's one caveat.
In the last 12 games of the season, when Hartenstein was getting consistent minutes, 23 minutes per game. This is the first time in the entire year he was getting consistent minutes because of Ibaka and then small ball. He was finally getting consistent minutes. In the last 12 games, he shot 60, 50, 90 shooting splits. 90% from the free throw line in the last 12 games, which shows that he's actually a much higher level shooter. The fact that he was constantly getting inconsistent minutes.
If he's more in the flow of the game, like
well, it means he was
Five.
getting the inconsistent minutes caused stress that caused him to miss free throws, because every single free throw, it's like super stress moments. Like, oh, if I make it, I'll get pulled. If I miss it, I'll get pulled. Like, it creates stress. When he was out of stress,
It's
he
the
was
OB
a 90%
situation, right?
free throw shooter.
The
Well,
OB
you got to
situation.
operate
The
on
OB, exactly, the OB situation. Yeah,
but
OB did,
EG.
yeah.
Why hasn't he played a lot of games? 28,
It's
23, 30,
contextual.
16,
It's
68.
just
What?
contextual. It's
Okay.
just contextual.
You're not
Well,
telling-
he
Is
played a
he
lot of
injury
games in
prone?
the G League. He played a lot of games in the G League, and he was the best player on the best team in the G League.
Did he
Whenever
win
he
the
plays, he's the best player on the best team. Like, this is the type of player he is.
Oh wow!
All
So
right,
he giving me IQ vibes.
Yeah, except like better advanced stats across the
This
board.
is
like
this is a hot
if
take. I
IQ had
love it.
like Damian Lillard advanced stats, then it would be like that.
Does he
just need-
shoot the
so
three
basically,
ball?
he
This
just
the
need an
hottest
opportunity.
take. This the hottest take since the Knicks drafted
Yeah.
Patrick Ewing. Are you crazy? I swear to you, it is.
Yeah,
If
this
we-
is
This is as hot as Shaw's take on IQ.
Hey,
Ah, come on, coach. Don't do me, coach.
Hey, so
Don't do me,
just real
coach. Don't
quick,
do me, man.
Hey, so real quick, let me do just a little moderation so we won't talk over each other. First of all, Chris D, what's good? How you doing, man?
let's go, man. Salute. What up, Chris?
Man, hey, so we got a couple topics on the table, and I think it's getting us excited. And I think I'm gonna give GI credit for kind of leading us down this Hartenstein path. Hey, but GI, you know what I want to say to that? I'm gonna moderate, but this is what I want to say.
Talk to me, bro.
The Hartenstein thing is a value thing, right?
Amazing.
The Hartenstein thing is a value thing, right? The fact that you could think about this. Hartenstein is making what Nerlens Noel made last year, right? And Nerlens Noel gave you nothing last year, right? So they're like, okay, so if Noel gave us nothing and he commanded that money, then we could take a chance on Hartenstein that advanced analytics shows can be a star one day if given the opportunity. So why give that $8 million to a guy sitting on the bench that's going to give us nothing? With at a bare minimum, Hartenstein can do what Noel does and impact offense a little bit, just a little bit, right? Now, I got EG, I got all right, I got it. But if this Hartenstein thing is what the Knicks front office thinks it is, now you're playing a high-level NBA starter at center, $8 million a year, which is nothing compared to Mitch making 15 and Robert Williams making 12.5, 13. Clint Capella making 15, 16. And what it does is by adding another young piece to your young core, now you're looking at developing a championship young core together. So if you get a Donovan Mitchell, here's the thing, if you get a Donovan Mitchell and you have a Hartenstein, that may be a dynamic duo that's irreplaceable in the league. And I'm just hit me out on these two, because I'm gonna get to the other pieces, right? If you unlock Hartenstein or Hartenstein progresses like what we think, like EG thinking this dude's gonna be the GOAT. I'm not thinking this dude's gonna be the GOAT. I'm sorry. I'm thinking this dude has the potential to be a quality.
Don't pick on him, crazy.
No, I know. I'm not, but I got a point that I want to get to because I think Knicks fans misunderstand. Like basically we're fumbling with the obvious stuff. You don't pay a backup center $8 million. First of all, you just don't, right? Because you can grab 3 centers off the scrap heap for $8 million and rotate them and tell them they ain't playing, and you know what they're gonna say? Okay. But the thing is with the Hartenstein, you pay him $8 million because you see the value in him being a hot upside play about the All-Star break and beyond, right? And here's the other thing to that too. Here's the other thing to that point too. I just wanted to mention this just to give us some food for thought. The thing with Hartenstein is not only does it diversify the skill sets that you already have, because we already had the Noel, the Jericho Sims, the Mitchell Robinsons, the Norvell Pels, all of them had the same skill set.
Yeah.
Athletic bigs that contributes nothing offensively, rebound the ball at a high level, and a good shot, a good shot block, not necessarily good defenders, but good shot blockers.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a difference between being a good defender and a good shot blocker.
Yeah.
Right. And so if Hartenstein is that, now you have pieces that you can trade, i.e. Mitchell Robinson, who you can package in, because Mitchell Robinson has a skill set that's valued around the league.
Yep.
Namely the Utah Jazz. Right? The Minnesota Timberwolves, the Dallas
flip him up the
Mavericks.
cap.
Right. And so now with all these things, I'm not saying that Hartenstein is the GOAT and this thing is gonna happen immediately. But what I'm saying is you don't pay a guy $8 million. Like it would be equivalent to having a $18 million shooting guard coming off the bench.
Yeah.
You just don't do that.
Yeah.
Spencer did.
There is something to it. I'm gonna move out of the way. Go ahead and rock, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, you want to say something, right? Go ahead, Chris.
I mean, I see the value in having Hartenstein, and I don't. Yeah, like Freezy was saying, I don't think he's going to just be riding the bench. I think he's going to be either A, situational, or B, he's going to be. They're going to stagger the minutes a lot between him and Mitch, and even when you factor in Sims, because Sims might even give you minutes when the two of them in situations where the two of them might be gassed. So I don't think it's really that big of a deal giving him $8 million. And especially was he signed for, like 2 years, 2 or 3
years? 2 years.
Yeah,
deal.
so it's
2
not
years.
even.
Get it max.
It makes the Nerlens deal look like this is a dream compared to the Nerlens deal. So
yeah,
I don't even see. And then, like I said, personally, I wasn't big on the prior to signing Mitch. I wasn't really huge on it just because, like, obviously it's a contract year. So obviously, as we've seen the fourth seed year. Obviously, everyone in the contract year is going to ball out and try to do their best, whatever the case. And the thing with Mitch, there was more evidence than not that he's not going to stay on the court for at least 65 games at that. So I wasn't even whatever. But then when they signed him, like now that they signed him, whatever, I kind of made peace with it. Like at least we have a legitimate starting center. It's not like you're like trying to, if Hartenstein was your starting center, I'd be a little concerned about that. But
yeah, okay. Let me ask you a question. What's one thing Hartenstein doesn't do?
Hey, EG, let him cook, baby.
I think he's done. It's like, let me ask you a question. All you guys,
Hartenstein passion is real.
What's one thing Hartenstein doesn't do on the basketball court?
Play 30
minutes. His one.
Stay on it long enough and healthy.
Stay on it. How about that?
He needs to play 30 minutes a game and
Mitch,
still have those
Mitch
same
don't do that either.
Availability is the best.
Skill set.
To the next level.
What's one game with his skill set? In terms of like, so you look at Jokic, for example. Jokic can't block shots.
Availability is the best ability.
What?
I don't think he's as physical as Mitch. I don't think he'll get as grimy as Mitch down low.
I disagree with him. I think the kid is too physical. I think he's too touchy. I think he's too touchy. I think he might.
Did you see the highlight of Hartenstein taking the ball out of Edwards' hands and then just throwing it to an open Kennard and then open three? Did you see that highlight?
No.
Let me just wait. Let me just link this. This is one. Let me see. I see if I can find it.
So here's the thing. How does Hartenstein make the Knicks better long term?
God works mysteriously. The Creator works mysteriously.
I think he's gonna make it better. I think he's gonna make it better in the sense that we can do multiple things now. Like somebody mentioned now that we can package a Mitchell Robinson because we already have multiple players of his ilk. You know what I'm saying? We have a Jericho Sims, we have a Mitchell Robinson. What we didn't have was a player like Hartenstein who fit with a player like Julius Randle, if we're going to keep him long term, who fit with a player like RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett, you real recognizes real and cream rises to the top. I knew who you are from the first time I saw you. There's no question.
Talking to me, bro?
Yeah, I don't know what.
Hey, Gi, you talking to us?
Yeah, what's happening, man?
He's spitting some mad games or something over there.
All right, so here's the thing
I was gonna take it for face value because Nah, me and Gi have a relationship for over a year, 2 years now that we've been doing this, and we've always agreed on many of points. And when we disagree respectfully. So
Right.
you know what I'm saying. So I wasn't like, I just wanted to make sure, you know what I'm saying. But he's gonna make us. He's just gonna help us mesh the team. That's what we needed. Like there was a lot of parts that the team didn't fit. That it was clunky. It's starting to get better now,
Right.
Man,
And,
and that's super important.
I feel
He's a
like
great second unit
no,
center.
Well,
right. I mean,
can you besides
go
his
ahead,
minutes?
EG.
hey,
I just want
EG,
yeah.
hold on.
Yeah, I just
Nah,
want
nah, he good.
EG,
I want to hear
hey,
you. Go ahead, EG.
I
Yeah,
just
go ahead.
want to I just want to like ask this question. When it comes to basketball skill sets, what is something that Hartenstein can't do?
But here's
that's
the thing.
all skill sets. No, what on the
It's a
basketball?
trap question,
It's
man.
not,
Is
but
it? What,
but
should
yeah,
that
it
be
is.
a thing? Well,
Hey, EG,
I can see it like
EG, hold on, bro. EG, hold on.
Talking
Damn,
about trading
freeze.
EG,
Mitchell
hold
Robinson.
on. Well, what I'm saying
Donovan
is this. EG, if you already know the answer, just say it.
Right.
And then that way, because when you ask a question to an open
yeah.
panel, 6 people are going to answer.
Okay. The answer is he has no weaknesses in his game. There's nothing he can't do on the basketball court.
Right.
That's the answer.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not
the
trying
answer.
to. I'm not
For
trying to.
20
Robin
minutes.
Lopez is the same thing.
No, he's not.
But
Robin Lopez cannot pass.
Again,
he cannot pass. No look passing is not in his game. He's not a good
No
perimeter
look
defender.
passing to
Like-
a backdoor cut. Come on, man. Yeah, like he's Magic Johnson. I seen the passes. He's
Magic
no looking to the wing
Hartenstein.
with at the free throw line, and he
crossing
passes
people up with his
backdoor cut
eyes.
late. Bro,
What are you
come
talking
on.
about?
You overrating this.
I hope you're right,
no.
bro. I hope you're right and not trolling us. I
He's
really
no
do.
look. What do you want?
I seen
He's
it,
a 7
bro.
foot. He's 23 years old. 24.
He's
He
not
just turned
bringing the
24.
ball up
I
like
like him.
Jokic.
Yeah, he is.
No, he
Yeah,
doesn't.
he is.
Show me
Yes, he
okay.
does.
Now he's
Oh.
Jokic. Here we go.
I don't think he's gonna be doing that.
Bro,
Yeah, Jay
bro, this
Boogie
is
wrote
turning,
something, Uncle
this is
Freezy.
turning into a Chuck Norris thing with you, bro.
Uncle Freezy, Jay Boogie
Hey,
wrote
man.
something.
I know. I see it. I put it on the screen. So I got it. I know I put it
Oh,
on the
my
screen.
fault.
You see the yellow thing? I did that.
man.
Oh yeah, my fault.
So for one, hey guys, listen. We can't talk over each other because this thing sounds like trash. Right. And for one, the other thing too, I'm gonna ask you to be contrite. Like if you got something to say it and pass the mic. Right? Because what happens is when you and for EG and others, man, don't ask open-ended questions to a panel. Because when you do that, you get 5 people answering the question at once. Right? That's one of the things that we gotta learn. Like when we do these open panel, when you got 9 people in here and you ask an open-ended question to the group, you're inviting 8 other people to speak, even though you still want to speak. If you got something rhetorical, just say, "Hey, man, listen, this is rhetorical," or just get straight to the point. Right? And I'm saying that respectfully. Jay Boogie, thank you for the generous contribution. Jay Boogie says,
Yo, that stream is so weak sauce, bro. It was a 95-70 game over the bench. Come on, EG.
Come on, Sally, I got you. Hold on.
No, it's all good. I got to take a phone call, man. This is a great convo. Thank you for having me. I'll be right back.
No. All right, so Jay Boogie, thank you for the generous contribution. Jay Boogie says, we know went from trying to figure out how to trade for Spider to now trading Mitch. It's still early tonight, but who are we going to talk about trading tomorrow? Right, but hey, Jay Boogie, that's not what was implied. That might have been what was stated, but it's not what was implied. The thing is, if Hartenstein becomes better than Mitch, then of course Mitch becomes available. If Jericho Sims becomes better than Mitch, then of course Mitch becomes available. The thing about it is if a guy becomes better than another guy, then that means the guy that you paid all the money to, you can move on for another asset that can help build the team. We're not saying nobody is saying put Mitch on a trading block.
And even if both of the guys play good, like let's say Jericho and Mitchell Robinson plays good, both of their value goes up, and maybe you get more value for a Jericho Sims in that instance. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even, there's more meat and potatoes to that statement.
Yeah. So, and I know that's what it sounded like because when we said it, we were getting talked over, and so when you say one thing and then 3-4 people jump in and you can't finish your thought, it sounds like trade Mitch, but nobody is saying trade Mitch. Hey, Wiz, what's good? How you doing, man?
And here's my take on this. How short are the Knicks gonna roast and poke holes in this deal for Hartenstein when that doesn't pan out.
When it will.
Like to me, Nick or does whatever. But like Knicks fans they're so fast to go all in on a player we just get, and then they're so fast to give up on people too. Like we need to find out which one we are. You know what I'm saying? Like we're so quick with everything. Like,
but I don't think it's necessarily quick. The individual players is just like Knicks fans. Certain times I notice, like even me, with sometimes it's like I want to be more of a Knicks player team than a player favorite team. You get what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes we be on the panel arguing for our favorite players, and then that's what you gotta admit. But at the same time, like my whole point sometimes be back to what EG saying. So if he's saying just opportunity, that just would be my whole point with certain times I take with players of when I mention, I just want them to get an opportunity.
Hey, Shotgun, let me ask this to you too, because this has relevance and context, right?
Okay.
Did Hartenstein in those years that he bounced from team to team, was he the backup center on a playoff team? Because if he was a backup center, a young project on a playoff team, that changes everything. Now we're talking. Because young players on playoff teams don't get the same opportunities as young players on lottery teams. Whether it's fair or not, that's just how it is. Hey, EG, I'll open. Let me read Paris Duggar generous contribution, and then we can get to that. Paris Duggar, thank you for your generous contribution. Paris Duggar, thank you for rocking with us. You know you are a man for sure. Paris Duggar says Hartenstein, 3 teams, 3 years. My God, y'all, my God. So here's the thing. Here's the thing: is Isaiah Hartenstein what you call a casualty of war? Is Isaiah Hartenstein a talented young player that couldn't get opportunities because he played for playoff teams that already had established players in front of him from organizations that were desperate to win?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Well, with the Houston Rockets, they had Westbrook, they had CP3, Capella. And so he's never
Tyson Chandler.
He only played 6 games over 15 minutes with the Rockets. That's it. He never had an opportunity to play with the Rockets.
And that team was looking to go small ball when he was in.
Yep.
Right.
So with the Nuggets, they were also a playoff team. They were coming off the bubble. No. They were. And
they had a playoff MVP caliber center at his position. Yep. Right.
And they never even played him as a backup. Really, they were playing small ball too. So it was very frustrating. But
what about his other stops?
Cleveland was wonderful because Hartenstein averaged 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists with 2 blocks per 36.
God damn, I knew you was gonna say per 36.
Yeah, those per 36. Those are the stats. That's the only time. The only 2 players in history averaged more than 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists with 2 blocks per 36.
And
those two players are
blah blah blah.
Isaiah
I look like
Hartenstein
the Rock in the mirror per 36.
Those are the only players
I look like
in
the Rock in the mirror. I don't care.
Essentially speaking,
I look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the mirror.
He was playing like Baby Jokic. He was playing like Bill Walton for the Cavaliers. He just didn't get enough playing time.
Per 36 is trash.
It's not trash if you use it in the correct context. If you use it in the correct context, it's not trash.
Right. Per 36. Per 36, me and Bezos have the same bank account per 36.
Context, but it's actually weighted.
But I think we should probably like put a ribbon on this convo though for a second.
No.
We should probably be very.
Hold on, Wisdom was trying to say something. Hold on, y'all. Wisdom was trying to say something. Y'all.
Give me 2 minutes. I just want to first of all,
Wisdom
is trash within context. It's not, but it has to be weighted. And there's a certain percentage you weigh on the per 36. Well, I give credit to it. So I just want to come in and just first of all say you guys are fire. I've been watching this driver along the freeway, trying to get off, trying to jump on. And I love the way it transitioned from.
I love it.
Should we get Berman? Should we get Berman from the opening line? All of a sudden we go to Mitch, and then of course Mitch Rob. I love the idea, and I saw it transform because Mitch Rob was a factor. Just let you know, full disclosure, I'm not a fan of Mitchell Robinson.
I think he's a good backup center. I don't think he's a starting center. I think we got a little desperate because at the time we signed him, I don't think there was anyone really out there. And we also got the pressure of we raised him, we developed him. A lot of different factors made us give him the one we gave him. And I understand why they did it. But then once you saw iHeart was available, that was the move that I thought was the best move the Knicks could make so far this year next to Brunson. Now,
I think that was part of the back channels getting an Isaiah Hartenstein for that price. Like he could have went into a lot of teams, and that when it goes back to what I said in the beginning of the bold moves that were made to get these people. My point was getting people in the office to even get a chance to sign a Hartenstein. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because what I wanted to say to put a ribbon on this and move to another conversation is I'm glad we got him on the team because I think he's a diamond in the rough. We got him at a good price. He's going to exceed his play with the amount of money that we gave him, and we should be very happy as Knicks fans that we have him. And just let him play. From now on, we should just let him play and let his play talk for him.
And I said a conspiracy that Frieza did by pushing all the iHeart hive in the bottom corner. He has over. I just dug with Frizzy. I didn't. Suddenly, I walked in. EG was up top. All of a sudden, he's next to me. I'm like, how did all the iHive come next to each other?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Let me do Paris Duggar. Thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, "Oops, 5 teams: Denver, Houston, Cleveland, Clippers, and now the Knicks. But all those teams have things in common, right? So think about all these teams. You have Jokic, Capella, Jared Allen. The Clippers were a playoff team that decided to play small ball, and the Knicks even have a center right now. Right? But look at the teams though. Denver playoffs, Houston playoffs, Cleveland playoffs, Clippers playoffs, Knicks. So by adding Hartenstein, does that mean the Knicks are a playoff team again?
It does.
Well,
the Clippers only made the playoffs because of Hartenstein. They were not supposed to make the playoffs this year.
The Hartenstein effect.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hartenstein.
EG, you can't. EG, you can't disrespect Tyronn Lue like that, man.
No. The Clippers had the most 25-point comebacks in NBA history last season because when Zubac was they were literally like a bottom 5 team in the league when Hartenstein and Paul George were off the floor. They were terrible.
Or was it?
I watched every game.
I respect the opinion, but I'm just saying, a championship coach has a lot to do with that too.
I think Ty Lue got too much credit. I think Ty Lue got all the credit for Hartenstein's impact. I really do.
This year he didn't.
I think Ty Lue got all the credit for Hartenstein's impact.
Let him finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, my fault. Go ahead, EG.
You said Ty Lue got the credit
for Hartenstein's
impact, right?
Where
crazy.
When Hartenstein was on the floor, the Clippers played at the level of the Heats. They were a top 6 team in the league in terms of net rating. Hartenstein led the NBA in rim protection. We already looked at his passing stats and his floater. His floater he hits at the same rate as Jokic. All the stats, he led the Clippers in PER, true shooting percentage. He led the Clippers in win share per 40. He led the Clippers in every single stat. I think and when he wasn't on the floor, they were terrible because he was out for a little bit because with that ankle injury, they were terrible. I think they were 4-10 or something like that. They were just terrible. So I think he got a lot of credit for Ty Lue got the credit for Hartenstein being amazing, right? And I think that's what happened last season because then otherwise it's Paul George was out, Kawhi Leonard was out. They weren't supposed to be good. They weren't.
And that's credit
Reggie
to
Jackson was
coaching.
shooting had a true shooting percentage below 50%. Reggie Jackson's not good. He's not a good I'm telling you,
to schemes and coaching to a system, they got to go. The player got to still go out there and run the system. So the person that designed that has to get credit. EG has to.
Because they didn't run anything. Yeah, they didn't run anything through. Ty Lue in many ways limited Hartenstein. They could have been better if they used Hartenstein better.
Now EG's not.
So that sounds like opinion, right?
Yeah, that's an opinion.
But EG's not saying he gets no credit. He's going to say he gets too much credit. So there's a difference. You got to focus
too much.
on.
Ty Lue's one of the best coaches in the league at making adjustments. He's one of the best social coaches. But he's a point guard. He runs dribble penetration type of offense. He doesn't really know how to run through a big. He doesn't really know That's not the type of system he designed, right?
Okay.
I mean, Tristan Thompson was got a bag under him.
What?
That's my point. That's my point.
What?
The Tristan Thompson don't look the same under Tyronn Lue. That's my point.
What?
Coaching has something to do with that. Yeah, he played with
Why are you
LeBron
mentioning
James.
Tristan Thompson? What's
Because the concept was Tyronn Lue coaching. That's what I'm basing on.
Oh.
And he
yeah.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So Chrissy, listen, I want to ask you this. Who would you prefer, Isaiah Hartenstein or Miles Turner?
Wow.
I'll take Isaiah right now.
Because Miles showed me he's a starting caliber center, not only a starting caliber center, but arguably a top probably 15 center. When he's at his best, probably maybe you can argue top 10. I wanted to trade for Miles Turner when I wanted to trade for him initially when we had to make the decision when it was Mitch's contract year, and
Right.
I don't know if it was this year or the fourth CD or whatever. He had been on the block for the past 2 years, and I was kind of high on trading for him because in my mind, both of them are injury prone, so it's not that's a wash.
Okay.
And Miles Turner's bag is definitely deeper. Like Mitch doesn't have a bag at all; it's just athleticism, which is fine. He plays his role,
Right.
but Miles gives you the shot blocking and stretches the floor and the rebounding and the shooting and all that. So, I mean, I would take him over Hartenstein, but you're gonna have to pay for him more. So, that's like pick your poison kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
I'd take
skill-wise, I'm taking
Isaiah.
Turner.
I'd take Isaiah Hartenstein over Miles Turner.
Right.
Due to all of the things that I already seen from Miles Turner, his injuries scare me a lot, and specifically talking for a Knicks team that we needed passing. You know, we didn't have a point guard. We needed passing. He's just going to fit so much better on this team than somebody who's just going to stay outside, and we need somebody to pass him the ball for him to be effective. Now we can have a guy at the top of the key with the ball and put the other four players in position to receive the ball and shoot. So there's more options in the system in that point. And you know, he's younger. He makes way less money than him, and he'll probably be able to stay on the court. And you never know if his personality might be able to mesh better than with everybody else. So I'm taking Isaiah Hartenstein. I never really liked Miles Turner, just for the fact of him stretching the floor. Probably made him a fit with Julius, but besides that, yeah, that was the only reason why I would ever think about a Miles Turner on the Knicks team.
No, I say I'm not a Mitchell Robinson fan, and I did say I would rather take Miles over Mitchell. But I don't want to. I want to contest the fact that Mitchell is just an athletic guy. Rebounding is a skill. Rebounding is a skill. It's not. They're great athletes who can rebound, and they're terrible athletes who can rebound. So let's give him the credit. His rebounding skills is unique in that he has a skill set to do it. He has positioning, the instincts to be where the ball where he should be at the right time, positioning, footwork, etc. to be there and get the rebound, and also play some solid, blocking skills, some rim protection, and that skill set. That's not pure athleticism, because a lot of guys can jump, a lot of guys are tall, and they can do it. So let's give him some credit. At the same time, Miles Turner I think he's a very complete center, but missing a couple tools that iHeart has. So I'm going to go iHeart as well. And because I'm Sicilian, right, Coach? Because I'm Sicilian, Italians know what they're talking about, okay? They got taste. So I'm just saying that iHeart is the man, and I'm going to go iHeart. It's a combo. So right away, I think that we saw iHeart coming into play in the dialogue right now, because Donovan Mitchell combined with iHeart is what I think the commission took a turn to bring the center into play about, even considering getting rid of Mitch or letting Mitch sit on the bench. Of course, $15 million on the bench is no good either. So yes, mid-season we got to look at moving Mitch if iHeart takes a spot. And I think combined with Donovan Mitchell, iHeart, a center like him, Donovan Mitchell, and then to add Brunson to that mix is a winning combination for a possible big two and a half.
And then my only problem with us is I just feel like we don't take everything out of context. So like, my question, like I get Freezy don't say for the panel, so I'll just swing this to EG. So for a 2018 pick, second round 36 pick, has he overachieved or underachieved in the NBA?
Who?
Mitchell Robinson.
Mitchell Robinson?
Yeah, he's a second round pick, 36
He's
pick.
definitely overachieved. Like, he's one of
Okay,
the
that's
best
the point.
players in the
That's
league.
the point. That's it. That's it. That's
yeah.
it. He was not scouted. He was not drafted. He's a second round, 36 pick, and he's in the conversation with Miles Turner. That's amazing. Like that. So what more do we
talking
want?
about Mitchell Robinson?
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson. Yeah.
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson. He overachieved. So my thing is, I don't get what more do we want? Like I don't understand. Like what.
Well,
what
he
is
has
we
a very
doing?
low basketball IQ, Mitchell Robinson, where the Knicks
Because
actually
he was
play
a-
better defense without him. So that's a problem. And he has no ability to pass the ball, no ability to shoot the ball. So you want that spacing, so it clogs the paint because passing is spacing. Being able to have the ball and then pass it out, that's spacing, right? So it's very clogged. Everything is clogged with him on the floor. So the Knicks actually become worse in many ways because of his limitation offensively and defensively.
That's also because we don't have the shooters that we don't have good spacing.
Everybody
I
can really
disagree
shoot.
with that.
Everybody can shoot. Everybody in the NBA can shoot. It's pretty much everybody.
I doubt it because like it worked in Atlanta. Like you know what I'm saying, it worked with Clinton Capella. It works with them. So we can't say that.
You have Trae Young. Trae Young.
The shooting. That's the point. We don't have shooting. He was right.
Like passing is spacing, and when you have Trae Young, that's why it works with Clint Capella, right? Because Clint Capella limits what Atlanta does too. It's just that they have such a high level point guard that it balances it out. And besides, the Hawks are not even good. Did they even make the playoffs this year?
They did. They was the AFC. The AFC to get the Hawks.
Barely made the play. I don't even think they were in the there wasn't a play-in tournament, they would have been out.
The question was, did they make the playoffs? I don't.
They did. But if there wasn't a plan, they would have been out. I think they were the 9th seed. I think
that's not the question though. The question was, did they make the playoffs?
Yeah,
it's a 1 through 8 seed, and then they made an 8 seed, so that's making the playoffs no matter what. I get what you mean. Like they're not going in as a top team, but they made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now the reason why why Mitchell Robinson is in dialogue at all because of iHeart. If iHeart wasn't here, we'd be happy with Mitchell Robinson. I think.
Yeah.
Compared to what's out there. So
I agree.
No, I'm not.
Mitchell Robinson's draft position that he's overachieved. We're saying because iHeart's here is why Mitchell Robinson is in discussion right now. Otherwise, Mitchell Robinson is a solid player for the Knicks, especially if we had someone like Donovan Mitchell and Brunson on outside and more efficient RJ and perhaps Randall shooting outside. So yes, he is what most teams would want and would love to have. He's top 15 in the league, I think. Personally, center-wise. So it's not a diss to Mitch. It's props to iHeart.
Yeah.
We can do
the only thing that's gonna get me about Mitch is if he starts not becoming available again, which he's shown more than not that he won't. That out of this is his 5th year in the league, probably 4 of those 5 years he probably hasn't played 65 to 70 games. Last year was his healthiest year.
Yeah, there's something I'm concerned about with Mitchell Robinson. I don't think Tibbs likes Mitchell Robinson that much, honestly. Because you look at Tibbs, he loves to overplay his centers. Like if you look at Joakim Noah never played under 30 minutes per game for Tibbs. But in his prime, he played Joakim Noah 37 minutes per game. Like he loves to overplay his centers. For Tibbs, Mitchell Robinson has never played over 28 minutes per game for Tibbs, even as a starter. So that shows us that he doesn't really trust him as much. But he just hasn't had another option, right? Because everyone is in the same thing. Everyone has the same archetype.
I ain't disagreeing with your point, but I just always take everything out of context. Now, what did Tibbs also get criticized for? Overplaying his players, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why he probably fall back from that too.
But no. I don't think criticism he cares about. I think he cares about winning. I think he believes playing the best players the longest is the best way to win. And I think that's his belief, and that's why he overplays his play. I don't think he cares what other people think about that. I just think that's his belief, right? And the fact that he's not playing Mitch Robinson big minutes shows that he doesn't believe that his best player is Mitch Robinson, or that Mitch Robinson gives his team the best chance to win. Right?
But I also think Tibbs will be man enough to take criticism and say, playing Derrick Rose, playing Derrick Rose all the minutes has to contribute to him getting a knee injury. Like he has to take some responsibility for that. So that's my point. You know what I'm saying? He's seeing that playing hard and going hard is also not also the good way. Jimmy Butler, Cat, everybody complained about that, bro. So that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because it was multiple people saying that. Like, yo, this dude play us way too hard. That's the thing. And he wants you to play on both ends. That's hard as hell to do, bro. That's hard. You know what I'm saying? You exhausting people's bodies out at the end of the day. That was just my point. I agree with you saying though, but I just feel like he overplays players, so he just scared of the shy away from the criticism.
Yeah, it's not a good thing to overplay your players like that. I agree. I think it's a weakness of him, but I don't think he changed it. I don't because he still plays Randall a lot of minutes. So
that's one of the biggest issues, and a lot of people confuse the Randall hate with we just hate Randall, like, and that's a part of it, but a factor into it too. Randall will have a 5-minute stretch where he just don't got it, and Tibbs will let him play through it. But if another player that I guess he doesn't favor, like Obi or whoever, like Quick or whatever, they have a bad minute stretch. All right, we got to yank them out. When it's like that's not because you're both ruined. You're Randall staying out there for a 5-minute stretch, and he just doesn't have it those 5 minutes. It's not helping anybody, and he has to play through it, but he's not playing through it though. So that's not where you have a viable option off the bench in Obi or for any other position, mind you, that you can supplement him for. So
how many All-Star teams did Obi make again? I'm trying to remember the year. I'm trying to remember the year that Obi Toppin made an All-Star.
I'm not saying to replace Obi with. I'm saying there are some because they had Kashad said.
You mean situationally?
Yeah, no, situationally, yeah, because we were commenting out there are times Tibbs, it's Tibbs' way or the highway. Like he's not changing his coaching style. He's been doing this for over a decade. Like what's going to work for him? Like he's going to do, he's going to do. And I'm saying that plays poorly in situations, even with Randall and other players, and people confuse the Randall hate. Like people hate on Randall unjustly sometimes, but Tibbs doesn't help the situation situationally either because, like I said, there'll be 5-minute stretch or Randall or other players, they just don't have it. Like it's just they got to take a breather, and he'll be like, "Nah, play through it. He has to play through it."
I love Tibbs, but like Tibbs, like you got to go back to 2008. Tibbs is a defensive assistant coach. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think he's the head of the snake, and I respect him.
He's never really had offensive weapons, really. Like he just hasn't had him. Like,
but he don't try to go after it. Remember his first team he built. It was like his first team was defensive mind. Derrick Rose, Ronnie Brewer, Luol Deng, Carlos Bruiser, Joe Kim Noah. Like, he had Keith Bogans. He never ever went for like shooting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, think about it. They didn't even resign Ben Gordon. That was like, even though that was the dumbest thing they did to me, because I was like, what is they doing, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't understand that. So his point, I think he's just a little too stubborn. You know what I'm saying? Is when you're too stuck in your ways sometimes, it's like ain't no changing, bro.
Obi was NCAA Player of the Year, okay? So give him some props, okay? Now Tibbs though, he doesn't have offensive weapons, but he also doesn't maximize the ones he got with what their skills are, and that's
a fact.
Yeah, because you have Trey and Steph, in your backcourt. What you gotta do is use what you got and maximize their skill set. I don't see him doing that with the guys he has.
It's just like, but how are you gonna maximize who's he gonna maximize?
Okay, EG he couldn't max because and I'm gonna pass it back to you, Wisdom. That's my point. That I agree with Wisdom. Exactly, because he started AB over IQ. That was a stubborn move. That was saying I'm going with my guy move. I'm going with my guys. My philosophy work. This my team. My way is going to get it done. And that's terrible in team basketball because IQ, I feel like that's just my whole point of why. Because I take everything out of context. Salute to the Chief Rock Uncle Fuji. Because at the end of the day, that's my point. I'm going to hate when IQ gets his 190 in Washington because I'm like, what the hell, bro? Like, I feel like he's going to prove he's a starting point guard. And why not go play with Bradley Beal, and get 190 when you can go start? Like, that's the smarter idea to do. And he tried to stay. He was playing in the summer league with Spider, but he never got that opportunity. That's just my point.
it's like calling a running play in the Super Bowl in last play and say instead of running the beast mode, you go for a passing play.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Okay, the same reason coaching does affect the team.
Yeah,
So
That's
if
a
the team
fact.
only has certain thing, then you got to go. Yo, let's just play bully ball and crush the middle if you guys can't shoot from outside, or put Fournier, IQ, Grimes on the floor at the same time and try something new. I didn't see Tibbs do anything that showed that his players could maximize what they do have, or to try to show what players he does have to maximize their opportunity to make some moves. Everything he did was look like he was trying to run a set that really only works for Golden State sometimes.
Yeah.
How do you try that when your players are going 30% from three and 40% from the field? I mean, everything should be inside, and if you have to, just back him down. Just say, hey, Randall, back him down.
Yeah.
Okay,
he's
drive. I mean, something. I mean, there's so many different ways of playing, so many different setups and schemes.
Tibbs is terrible with adjusting.
Yeah, nah, Tibbs. If he
can't
wrote
adjust for nothing.
if he wrote something on the chalkboard pregame, his game plan, that's what's gonna happen.
That's what's gonna happen.
It's not getting changed like
Right.
something.
That's why I worry about Isaiah Hartenstein being as great as he can be, because Tibbs is limiting sometimes.
I just don't. The way I see it,
that's a
I
good
don't
point.
think you can
That's a
keep
good point.
Hartenstein off the floor. I just don't think it's possible.
Nah.
Like, if you want to win,
Tibbs will make it possible. Trust me, Tibbs will make it possible.
I don't have as much problem with Tibbs like game plan and all that. It's just his minute management with players.
But that actually makes me excited because Isaiah Hartenstein has only played above 31 minutes once in his entire NBA career. That's the only reason why he hasn't been considered this amazing player, because he's never been given the minutes. Imagining a player, coach overplaying Hartenstein is just like, oh my, I can't even. The stat lines, man. The stat lines. You guys. He's played 40 minutes only 2 times in the G League. In those games, he had 40 points, 20 rebounds, and shooting 70% true shooting percentage. Like it was incredible. When he played over 40 minutes, he was incredible. He was doing that at 20 years old, right?
I respect that. I respect you, EG. I respect you. Why does none of that takes work for when I be saying about IQ? I get what you be saying, but when I say about IQ, why do you limit him as Freezy we gave you the numbers at 10 stretch, and you still limit him as a 6-man? Why doesn't that work for IQ? Why?
Exactly. Now,
why didn't it work with IQ?
Bring something, EJ.
No, when IQ clearly plays over 23 minutes a game, he's an efficient point guard. And you're saying, I get what you're saying about Hartenstein. You just saying opportunity, right?
Yeah.
But I was saying that to you last time.
IQ is one of my favorite players.
But
on
the
Knicks,
6-man role,
the
6th-man role on every team, if you look, they probably average the 3rd or 4th minute most minutes on their most teams.
That's my point.
I think you guys are undervaluing our take on a player. To me, when I say someone is a 6-man, that's a compliment.
Yes, sir, Spree. Yes, sir, Spree. Yes, sir, Spree. Yes, sir, Spree. That's the starting point guy right there, baby.
I'm going to tackle the Freezer stats that he had last week.
Exactly.
To compare to yours. Here's a stat Uncle Freezer put up. He adjusted RJ's numbers for more efficiency and ended up with 37, 38 points a game.
It's a game. Ridiculous.
Which is ridiculous, right?
Ridiculous.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That means RJ. So that means that if RJ becomes more efficient, he won't become a star.
Yeah.
Right. If RJ becomes more efficient, he won't become a star.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's where statistically it's not accurate the way we did it, because what we did was we increased his percentage and efficiency, but we didn't adjust for the fact that when he does drive and make a field goal, he may not have a foul. So we got to drop his foul shooting. When he does take more 2-pointers, he may adjust his driving. So all those factors will adjust. So even same thing.
No, Wiz, that's not accurate. That's not accurate, Wiz, because what we didn't take into account shot made. We accounted for shots attempted.
Yeah.
So if the shot doesn't account as an official NBA shot, then we didn't count it.
But
you talk about when RJ goes to the Barrett and RJ Barrett goes to the rim and he gets fouled, right? If that shot doesn't count as an attempt, then we didn't
take that away. Let's say, but if you start hitting 2-pointers from mid-range, he may not drive as much.
Yeah.
We started in 3-pointers. He may not take as many 2-pointers. He may adjust his game based on how efficient he's been on the other end. So his number of 2s and 3s may be adjusted because he starts to hit them. And then he may not drive as much and get as many free throws because he may not even take the drive. So he may take a 2-point shot, hit it, and then we got to adjust that. He won't be taking foul shots because he's taking 2-pointers. Same with iHeart. The per 36 comes in the same factor as those percentage changes because when you increase the time, first of all, fatigue sets in, E.G. In NBA, fatigue with his body type may not make him as efficient because he may wear him out. Bumps and bruises down low is going to affect his game. The challenges to his game is going to be affected by the number of minutes. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to happen.
That's a lie.
But it can happen, and all those factors are going to be taken into account to just extrapolate straight from numbers to go, here is per 36 what it would be when so many other factors are going to cause you to go, Coach, Saquon Barkley should do 300 yards a game. But by the third quarter, he's worn out, and they're like, he's calling, breather, give him some Gatorade, whatever. So we got to adjust for that and not automatically extrapolate numbers based on.
That's what a lot of people said to me about Jokic when I was looking at rookie Jokic's numbers. Oh, you're looking at per 36 stats. You're looking at his advanced stats. When he gets more minutes, he's going to get worse. I'm telling you,
Right.
EG, when he gets more minutes, you can't just extrapolate the numbers. And then what happened? He got more minutes and he got better because of the passing. The passing opens everything up. It changes the dimensions of the game. You can't double a passer. You can't double a passer. When a player that can't pass gets more efficiency, when he gets more usage, they just double him and his efficiency goes down. But when that player can pass, he gets more usage. They double him, and he makes a layup. He turns that double into
the other play gets the layup.
His team gets a layup. So because when he can pass, right?
Because you can't pass to yourself.
Yeah. Well, no, they double him, and then he passes to a cutter for a layup.
And again,
that's what I'm doing.
So he creates, and that's the difference. That's why when players can pass, they can scale up their games. When they can't pass, when they scale up their usage, their efficiency goes down. And
RJ Barrett.
Yeah, and that's the problem with RJ is when you scale it up, his efficiency would likely go down because he doesn't really pass that often.
Here's the thing about RJ.
Exactly.
It's not that RJ.
Coach always take it up for RJ.
Hey, hold on, y'all. One at a time.
Oh, my bad. That's
right.
right.
Now, go ahead.
I agree. I'm an iHeart Hive. But when I was playing and I got more minutes, you know what affected my passing? Fatigue. So even though I may have more time, even my passing got affected because I was a little bit more fatigued and my mind wasn't reacting as quickly. So I'm not saying it's going to happen because I'm iHeart Hive. I'm saying give iHeart 48 minutes because I want to see that guy take it out. But I'm just saying it does affect your game. So
it does. I saw a game where Jokic played 65 minutes in a game. It was a 4 overtime game. He played and it really did affect him. At the end of the game, he was gassed. He was missing free throws, but it's still at the we're talking about at the edge. We're talking 40 minutes per game. That's when it starts hitting you for NBA professional athletes. When you're 30, if you're playing over 30 minutes a game, it's not going to hit you. That's not even a big factor, really.
Professional level, you're semi conditioned and won that level. As a Marine,
no, it wasn't.
Man,
I don't think it was.
I was better than that, man.
If you're getting tired, I don't know.
I wanted Carmelo to be
that affects everybody. I think.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted Carmelo to be in better shape, but I was called a hater for many years.
Right.
and here's the thing that I'll just kind of let the RJ thing fade off into the distance.
I knew it.
I just want to put a little cherry on top with my boy.
I love RJ.
The thing is, it's not that RJ Barrett. He's had a good IQ for passing, and I think he knows how to pass, and he has been a passer in the past, but he just wasn't a willing passer last year due to some circumstances. We've gone into that hundreds of times.
Tell us the
before.
circumstances, Coach.
No, I ain't gonna throw all this again. We've talked about this on the show quite a few times, but I think he has the ability and the basketball IQ.
I think he does too.
And when he's put in a less stressful situation, just like when IQ, if he's still on the team, when he gets in the game, not as much is going to be on him, and he's going to be even better. I'm an IQ fan. Okay, so
overall, and this was my dream for this channel before this whole Mitchell mess came around. I want to appreciate Brunson. I want to appreciate Hartenstein.
Yeah.
I am also I have a Cam sandwich, not a ham sandwich. I am a huge Cam Reddish fan. Okay, that we don't talk about him enough in my eyes. That is this little like Pandora's box that could open up and be. You want to talk about
Coach,
hitting on something? If we hit on that, bro.
Yep.
But like to piggyback your point, that's what I'm saying. Like you can't possibly love both of them because that puts Cam. Like I get why Cam got the minutes he got last year because Tibbs was catering to RJ. He was trying to get something out of him. He was trying to see. But I think that goes to the point of IQ. Like how could he possibly get off in 17 and 23 minutes, or 15? Because Cam played 15 minutes. Your boy is taking his spot in his minutes. Yeah. That's the problem.
To me, they can play together. I see RJ as a 2, honestly. Like he
can't shoot. He's not efficient enough for shooting.
I think he can be, and he has shown it in spurts. He can be.
He's very young. RJ is very young.
I just think we have to.
So is Ja Morant and Darius Garland.
We have to think of the NBA and stop saying 1s, 2s, and 3s.
I said so is Darius Garland and Ja Morant. They're very young too.
Yeah, well,
like there's plenty of room on the court.
In the same draft class. I'm just judging the same draft class.
Well, Ja Morant and those are some of the best passers in the world.
That's what I was getting to.
No, it was Shaw. This is Shaw saying it.
No. What I was saying is just what Spree said. Like we think too much in 1, 2s, and 3s sometimes. Sometimes 3 guards on the court, or 3, 2 swing players and a guard, or whatever you want to call them. Like there's scenarios where IQ, Cam, and RJ can be on the court. What's wrong with that?
Wrong coach.
That's what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think Thibodeau.
Yeah,
no, but I'm saying that there's all these scenarios. Like it doesn't. We don't necessarily have to have RJ cutting into those 2 players' minutes, like or Grimes' minutes.
You do.
I think Fournier takes away.
He's not a one position player. He can play.
Cam is a 3, and then that's my thing. See, go ahead.
You guys think
what?
You guys think that this Donovan Mitchell trade gets done? Like,
can I answer that?
Do you think that the Knicks, even past this season?
Yeah.
You think what's the percentage of the chance you think the Knicks make this deal?
All right, so I just want to say one thing, okay? Because I've had sleepless nights. Let me just say it. Danny Ainge is starting to get on my damn nerves, okay? 5 first-round picks, Obi Toppin, Evan Fournier.
People you would have to trade Randall. Not Randall. You would have to trade RJ in the deal.
Hold on. Let me just say this. 2 unprotected first-round picks is no insult, okay? Donovan wants to be here. There's nobody else to trade for him. What I will do to get the deal done, because everybody's getting on my damn nerves, is throw in Deuce in there. And if Cam as a last resort, because I don't think he's going to get minutes, and I don't think Tibbs likes him, I think you throw in Cam and everybody goes along their merry way. You do not put Grimes in that deal. You do not put RJ in that deal, and you do not put Quickly on that deal. You have to fight to get them.
What about another pick though?
And the deal's not happening.
And you have to ask. You have to tell Donovan, enough is enough. You got to come out and say something. We cannot include any of those 3. You have to stand firm. I know it's hard. Right. I've had sleepless nights, but the deal will get done. Where is Ainge going to go? Donovan will hold out. He doesn't want to play for Utah. Who the hell wants to play in Utah?
And can I go next? Hey, Spree, I just want to answer that question. The reason why he can't do that, because we got to take everything out. This is a goddamn business. If you under my, like Kevin Durant, if you under my goddamn contract and I'm an owner and I'm a motherfucker, and I'm a goddamn billionaire, and you
y'all language been terrible. Shotgun.
Sorry, Uncle Freezy.
And Shotgun, you owe me $3. Spree, you owe me $2.
I got you.
I'll just mess around with you. But
I got you.
Now I gotta run because I gotta finish touching up the living room before I jump on the Knicks at Night podcast at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. The Knicks at Night podcast at 11 o'clock. Man, I'm gonna invite everybody back. so that we can continue to rock. But I just got to do some touching up before
And Wednesday
before I
at 8
jump on. For
and
three
Wednesday
more
8
hours.
o'clock-ish. Knicks freestyle with free.
Free Keith
Yes,
will be
sir.
back. Free
Don't
Keith will
forget
be
about
back.
them Thursdays.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
45%
man.
chance it
Again.
gets done. By the way,
All right.
45.